Hello. This is your mediocre time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey! It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Our wives are here. Hey! Let's see if the blast is working. There we go. Yeah, give them a blast all over your face.
Andrew Dennis and Crystal Van are here.
Do you need to say our last names? Is it?
Nah,
I mean, like,
just let everybody know.
I gotta fix.
But the answer is no.
Yeah, yours
I can't
is
hear
You
myself.
can't hear yourself? Hold on. Or you might have to adjust your headphones.
well, you guys are very loud.
Yeah, we're the bosses. That's how I learned that.
Daniel's old school radio. You run our
I
mics
hear everything
louder.
else.
Yeah. So that way, when you guys start trying to overpower us, you can't.
Yeah, you turn it down.
You can't do it. Is that too loud now? I gotta fix
For
your
me?
camera too.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever you.
We'll get it all
if you
going.
can hear me, I guess it makes sense.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody, and thank you guys for being here. Thanks for doing a wifecast.
I had a deja vu, like when the opening started, of like sitting back in our old house and you screaming, "Isley, shut up!" and
I
just
miss that dog.
with all that like old school
I
stuff.
miss him.
Yeah, it was 15 years ago now,
I
or
know,
maybe
it's
more.
crazy.
Yeah,
Actually,
if you really do think about the old studio, I would have to go. Wait, like we would be finishing. We'd be finishing at the radio station about, I don't know, like what, 2:30.
yeah.
And then we'd head over with I'd find like Dos Equis 12-pack on sale, whatever's on sale, and you get that and you go home. And then I let out Isley, I let out Caesar. I put Isley in his kennel because he's a wild man. He would be,
Right.
and then we get the beers, and then you come over, and then we start the show, right?
Yeah.
We started at it'd be earlier than that because we used to start
you
it
guys
at 2.
got out of work like at noon. or
Yeah, we got it
something.
at noon, and we start
Yeah.
the show at 2. I'm
Yeah.
messing up my own origin story.
Yeah.
Like, I forget that we used to start the show at 2 p.m.
Yeah. That,
And-
for a long
yeah,
time.
for the longest amount of time, and we would do it there.
Don't your logos still say 2 p.m. somewhere?
Some of them do. All of our branding is very inaccurate. Like
Yeah.
it shows the history.
yeah.
It shows
Tom
the
and Dan
history.
Cruise 2022.com.
Yeah.
Why don't we just stick with the TomandDanCruise.com
Right,
and
where's
then
that
just
one?
change
Okay,
it? Or Japanese gambling
Yeah.
website.
Well,
just
here's what
stole it.
happens. Like, we own a lot of weird URLs. Like, I own swanfarts.com. I own orlandofarts.com. I own dumboldman.com.
Wasn't that a thing back in the day? Like, buy up all so then somebody can buy them from you.
Yeah, I'm
but-
still doing it.
Yeah,
And
right.
then you got and then we had
NFTs.
Tom and Dan Cruise, but then we did the cruise, and then when I think we rock that one until the pandemic,
Yeah, COVID. Then you just let.
and
it
then
go.
we were just like, oh, we're all gonna die.
We're never
let it
doing
go.
a cruise again.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
recall.
worth the $10 a year.
I
Yeah.
think I do remember
Well-
having a conversation in this studio with you standing in that, because normally our conversations, you're standing in the doorway and I'm here doing something, and you were, and we were talking, and we were very confident that cruises will all go out of business. No one will ever be cruising again.
Yeah, he was very confident about that. We had some friends who invested in the cruise industry
Yes.
During that time.
I know those
And we
people.
were like, I don't know, guys, that you might be
Yeah.
throwing your money away.
Yeah.
Back
and better than ever.
Better
Yeah,
than
Rich.
ever.
Why don't you invest in sweet tomatoes?
Okay.
So real quick,
Yeah.
Manscaped, it's Father's Day weekend this weekend. So if
Yeah,
you
we're gonna do business now.
want to order a present for your dad,
Yeah.
you can still do that. Use our promo code TomandDan20
Yes.
for 20% off your purchase.
It's Manscaped, now sold at Best Buy.
Well, don't tell them that. They'll just go to Best Buy.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
you
no,
can't-
you
won't get the
can't use the
promo
code. You can't
code.
use the code. See, it's a trap. They fell into my trap.
Nobody's going to
Yeah,
Best
you're gonna
Buy.
drive all the way
Be
up to
honest.
Best Buy, and you're gonna tell the young black teen, "Hey,
Right.
Tom and Dan 20." You go, "Tom and Dan what?"
So don't tell them-
To cut that part out.
But the Manscaped is good for the summer too. Like, get yourself, make sure you
yeah.
are.
Wow, I
Those
mean,
pubes
sure,
are
why
hot.
don't you follow your own advice? Holy smokes!
what was that
Like,
been?
like somebody over here is like, it looks like Patrick Mahomes down there.
No, come on.
Golly,
Yeah, I
Daniel.
look around. There's like a broccoli in
Come
my
on,
bed.
come on.
Broccoli head. You got the broccoli head, but it's an upside down broccoli head.
Oh, also June 22nd, we're doing our beer release at Hourglass Blue. Oh God.
Oh, this guy's drunk. I'm the one having a beer. I'm
Hourglass
having a beer.
Brewery.
I haven't had a beer on this show in a year or months, and I'm having a beer because it's birthday week. Birthday week.
Glass brewery.
It happens to all of us.
No, it's not brewery. It's brewing.
Oh, okay, brewing.
Yeah, I had a mouthful of beer. I couldn't say anything.
Anyway, that's on June 22nd, and we got Curtis Earth doing trivia. That's going to start around 5:30, so get there at 5. We'll be out there hanging out. We got some T-shirts. Eric will be selling some Get to Work shirts with the great art from Danger Brain.
Yeah, it's great branding. It's a Get to Work red lager.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'm in a
Ooh,
lager.
I do like a red.
I'm in a lager phase right now, and I think most people are. If you're a beer person, beer's back, baby, and lagers are where it's at.
So, the Curtis Earth, can kids play? Because Maisie has always wanted to play the Curtis Earth trivia that's at the Current. She will go on
She will beg for
on a
the
Monday.
trivia.
She's like, "Can we stay
and I'm like,
play
it's
trivia?" I'm
9:30,
like,
baby. I was like, we're not staying to 9:30.
I think it's probably. I mean, Maisie is very smart.
it's over her head. I know,
Probably
but she
like,
wants
yeah.
to. I think she just wants to participate.
Yeah.
You don't need to say she's smart. She's an athlete.
She
She
is
knows
very
what she
smart,
is. No,
though.
I don't think so.
Kids can play, but Eat My Wife's Pussy is going to be drunk as hell. And he will scream something inappropriate.
Oh, yeah. He was very drunk at the 10-year.
Oh,
No
yeah,
shade at all. He was just living his best life. I think
Yeah.
he kissed my neck softly 75 times. He was having a great night.
Anyway.
And then you know what I liked about it? His wife looked at me, and I looked at her, and she gave me the little bit like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I love you, baby. You're good. You guys are family, man. When you're here, you're family.
So what is that?
Olive Garden, I think.
When you hear your family.
Yeah. Oh, Morty Levinson, our old.
She was trying to be
Are you
Italian.
going to start
I know.
doing your
No.
Oh, is Morty here?
No.
She can't do any voices.
I'm not.
Maisie can. Maisie can do an Australian accent.
So Daniel texted
Boston.
me this morning and said, like, hey, I'm going to be running a little behind because we're picking up the Tesla X for this weekend because for your birthday and Maisie birthday weekend, you're renting a Tesla X.
This was
Andrea got you
Andrea's
for your birthday.
idea for like, because I asked for nothing. I'm
Right.
like, I get enough. I got a scooter kit I'm still working on. I'm paying a buddy to help me finish the wiring in it. Using that money to get my scooter going is a gift enough for me. Spending some time with my family, you know, like trying not to be anxiety ridden and just having a good time. That's enough.
Right. And what do you get for a guy that buys just if you
Whatever
want
you want,
something-
yeah, you buy it.
Right. He buys it. So it's kind of a twofold. I was like, you know what? He loves his Tesla so much. He always talks about, oh, what it would be like to drive the SUV one. So I'm like, well, I'll go on Turo.
I think it's a great idea.
And we'll rent it.
It's
because-
out of the box, and it's not something I expected. I'll tell you that. It was not something I would have ever done, but it's cool.
But I got the Tesla X with the wing doors, and I got, I don't know in Tesla speak, it's like the Plaid edition.
It's
I
the
had to make
fastest
sure
car made. It's the
that
fastest
I
one they make.
got the
Okay.
full self-driving and everything. And I like even
It's
talked
got
with
the
the guy
plaid
about
badge
it.
on the back. There's a little
Okay,
badge that
all right.
says plaid. It's all full self-driving. It's like
I guess I hadn't told him there was a Plaid edition because when he drove
No.
by to like drop it off to us, he was like, "It's the Plaid. It's got the badge." And
I
I was
didn't act that gay.
Oh, you like it.
They
yeah,
dropped
I know.
it
I do
off.
like it. Yeah. It's
well,
super.
like we met him at his work. So this guy, super nice. I think he has like 4 or 5 cars on tour. He actually has a Cybertruck
Yeah, this
that
guy's
he's
got everything.
renting out. Super nice. We just
He's
it was
too
like
nice, actually. Like I don't expect people this wealthy to be this nice.
2 miles down the road. We just sat there and then he drove it and parked it right in front of us, and then we walked around it and he showed.
But he kind of
Daniel.
knew. He's like, he's like, you already know all the stuff. He's like, yeah, get out of here. You know,
Yeah,
So.
so that's what we did for the weekend, and Maisie rode in that, and I followed them here to the
A little
office.
disappointing on the ride over to
Oh.
hear your daughter say everything about this car being she's like just bucket loads better than anything you've ever had. Dad.
Ah.
Like It's like, oh God, there's so much cool. Oh my God, the seats are
That's not
ventilated.
disappointing. That's the point of it.
And I get a screen, and wow, it's got a star. Yours is yours sucks.
We were trying to. I didn't know if you guys were leaving tonight. I was like, Daniel, you need to drive it over and show Max because I know Max is totally.
He's obsessed with Teslas.
Well, this is a pretty normal ride, okay? Like there are plenty of people within Orlando that are very wealthy that have this car. I think you can get one of these for between, I would say, like. At its worst or lowest, 65,000 to like 100,000,
right,
somewhere in that range.
For somebody that we don't have this.
No,
so.
we do not have that money either. But like, can I go
Oh,
on there?
you got it.
Not that, not to just baller buy one.
You can pull it out here, there. You got
No,
put it together. You can put it
That's
together.
the Dan R, not the Dan L. The Dan R put it. That's what he did. My dad was the king of a little out of this safety deposit box, and I'm going to sell this motorcycle, and I got this deal on the side. My dad had so many hidden bank accounts. Am I lying?
No.
That when he died, my mom was getting money from places she didn't know that.
She's like, where's this coming
now,
from?
granted, it did come to her, but I don't believe for a second that he set up those accounts like secretly like, I'm doing this for my wife. I think he was doing it so he had motorcycle money hidden.
Yeah. You don't need your old lady looking
Yes.
at all your finances.
He was a classic boy.
So I'm pretty proud that I thought of this for
I
him
think it's
for
a
his
great
birthday
idea.
It was
weekend.
thank you. I appreciate it.
creative.
Right.
It is creative. It doesn't break the bank. You try before anything. Maisie loved it. That made my heart swell.
I even told him, I said, so we're doing Maisie's birthday tomorrow. She turns 9 tomorrow, and we rented a cabana out at a hotel, and I'm taking some of her friends. And that's kind of the reason I also did it is because originally I was taking too many that would fit in my car. So I'm like, I need a bigger car. But so I said, you don't even have to sit at the cabana. Like, just go drive it. Go enjoy yourself. Like, I know he just loves driving or having the car drive him. So I'm like, I'll hang out.
I don't know what that means, though. What does that mean about me when I just like to sit? And be driven around. Does that make I'm a Miss Daisy?
Yeah.
Like, what does that make? What does that make me?
Yeah.
Because I do like that when
and
people.
you do like saying the N-word.
Oh, God.
My God, only in my rap songs.
You like the service.
I like it in my raps.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually an article I think that I put on my Facebook this week that coming out that people like just sitting in their car because it's a box where you have no really responsibility. And this is not just having something drive you, but you're like away, a quiet car. You can just sit there and breathe for
Being
a
away
moment.
from
I saw you
my,
shared
being
that,
away
yeah.
from my wife and daughter.
and her friends.
It's like an escape pod for your family. You just get in and you blast yourself off.
But yes, thank you so much. I appreciate. I was very surprised. I wouldn't have thought of that. It's a pretty creative, and you know what? It goes along the lines of like what you guys do. It's a little bit more experience-y than it is like, hey, we bought you something. It's more of a like, hey, you and your kid get to ride in something you don't have and experience something you don't know how to do. So that's cool. I like it.
I like it too. I'm all about the experience.
Yeah, I'm proud that you
you'll
guys
have-
are affecting us in
You
that way.
should rent a Cybertruck and drive Max around.
Oh,
Yeah. You win a Cybertruck, dude, shirtless with an American flag bandana? That'd be fucking awesome, man.
I will have Daniel drive Max around in his Tesla and save me $500, and he'll be just as happy.
Just as happy.
That's pretty smart.
So I got one thing. And
Is that the thing you want me to?
Yeah. And this is just, everybody, when we said we were doing Wife Cast today, people were like, oh, let's see, Tom's going to do his gripes. And I'm tired of it, right? There's no reason to attack Crystal.
Oh, my gosh, turning a leaf.
She is.
It is the first
There's a
thing you
huge
said.
butt coming.
Yeah.
They gotta give me one good one at least.
Bring out the butt.
No. And so, anyway, I just thought I had some observations.
Oh.
That
You can't just relabel it.
What? Well, you can.
cannot just
No, but
rebrand.
that's where you're wrong. As long as you have an AI-generated theme song, you can relabel anything.
Let's stick on a
and then I made a theme song.
Now, hold on. Before the listeners all rebel, because I know, and I forgot to say at the beginning of the show, we are a 100% AI-free podcast. We want to make sure everybody knows that. Tom came to me and he's like, I wrote an AI song. And I'd be like, no, you didn't. He's like, I wrote it.
Did you have one tear like fall down your cheek? When
Did he
said
really?
that?
I didn't believe it. Yes, he did. You want to hear Tom's AI song?
By writing an AI song, I wrote 2 sentences.
No, we wrote more than
and then
that.
I'm like, put this in there.
No, he wrote more than that. He wrote more than that. And I figured the listeners would go because they're hearing it from you. They'd be like, well, hold on a second. We've heard Dan and all these, and Dan, like, because I have I do have a weird love-hate relationship with it, and I'll explain quickly before we get to your song. And I think you figured it out. It's like when I was listening to I Like Her Better with Her Plain Clothes On, the song that I did as you for the listeners, right? When I was listening to that took me days to do. There are parts in there that I manipulated or sang over myself that I do, and then I didn't have any voice, so I'm like, I'll come back and do it tomorrow. So when I see AI do this so quickly, there is a strange appreciation I get because I do it.
I would think the opposite would be true.
No,
that you'd be mad. I put the effort and the thought and the time, and this just whips it up like that. I feel
but you're writing the lyrics, right? And so you're still like,
I am, but we're not
going
to linger on it. But so here's Tom's. Here, this is Tom's.
It was just
is it a love ballad?
No,
to
it's just an intro to my observations.
When I asked him this morning,
this is Drunky's 1 minute of comedy.
When I asked him this morning, he said he wanted hard rock. I see hard rock. So here we go.
Okay.
Wow.
These are just observations. They are not just rights. These are just things I notice while I'm living my life. I'm not complaining about my loving wife. These are just observations. They are not just rights about my wife.
Well, all right.
What's my goddamn life?
Let me live my goddamn life. He's like, wow.
Oh, hey, I added that. I didn't write that.
Let me live my goddamn life.
It felt what I wrote. And then I was like, I'm gonna add this in, buddy. You need to put this in.
My goddamn.
It sounds like you need to yell a little bit.
Oh, my God.
Anyway,
Heated me up
I'm on
a
board.
little bit. Wow.
observation 1.
Karen just said we won the best. We got the best.
I'm in the pool, and then I'm just living my life.
Living your goddamn life.
Goddamn life. You realize I'm going to have to write that song as him now to put out the fire, right?
And then the boys are in there playing. I'm just having a good time with my family. And then I see Crystal swatting around at her face. And then I'm like,
she's
what's
got
happening?
fly snappers like Lena. You got to get out the pills.
Is she in the pool as well?
Yeah, she's in the pool. And then she's like, there's goddamn gnats in here all around my face.
That's what old men say.
And then she's like, I think it's these plants. And this has happened before where she's blamed my plants on random problems.
Yeah, but your plants here have shit flies everywhere. That plant in the
Why
corner.
did you do it too?
That plant in the corner has been shit flying.
No,
me.
it's one
Who
plant.
has to sit in front of the goddamn screens and edit? And I can't edit because there's so many fucking shit flies.
Yeah, it's
shit
like
flies
these
are-
little tiny, like almost invisible, like things just flying around your eyelashes, and I'm like,
They're from the,
Can't be out here.
Your lunch
Crystal
you
Van.
throw away every day.
Crystal Van, are they might be from that. Crystal Van, are they the bugs that when you touch them they disintegrate?
I
'Cause
don't know.
these
They're too
shit-
fast. I can never get them.
These shit flies, sometimes I get them because I can't stand it anymore. I just start slapping my iMac.
So then it happens inside the house too, where she's like, "There's bugs in here. It's these plants." And you
gotta get rid of 'em.
Yeah, she's just blaming my plants.
I don't think you have to get. I don't want you to get rid of them. I just think
Chat room, flies in your eyes. Mr. Tom Man rules the skies. Okay, sorry. I just had to say that.
there's like a maintenance maybe or a spray or like a.
How about a white
Wow,
vinegar?
a spray that
What
she
about a
wants.
white vinegar?
Maybe there's too much water in the soil. I don't know, but they flare up every now and
Do
then.
they
these
get
gnats.
you? Do the gnats get you?
No, I
They
don't know.
just get-
I mean, there's some gnats, but they're outside gnats.
Well,
But they're just in my
Yeah,
eyelashes.
Does a dog with shit in its ass notice the shit in its ass?
So then it seems to be a
It doesn't.
personal attack at my plants.
It's not.
Oh, hold on
Why
a
are you
second.
so sensitive?
Wait a minute. I support this. If you're emotional about your plants, then I think I support this exchange.
So then
Because you gotta support him being emotional about something.
I look
Exactly. God, it's almost like we're all talking to each other in our mind.
I look even further because I'm like, plants are like nature, right?
Yeah, all right.
And then Crystal loves nature,
Are like nature.
What
because
the hell happened to you last night? He's a crazy human today.
no, because Crystal also makes me get rid of my K-cups that I like that I put in my coffee.
Whoa, you have to back up. What happened?
Why?
It was just an experiment, and we're not done with the box yet, so we're just gonna see.
The K-cups are too wasteful.
Oh,
so
she made you put your own coffee in the gross one where you have to dump it in the sink.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And so every morning I have to put the own coffee grounds.
And it doesn't work. It tastes like garbage.
Well, I don't notice the taste of anything, so that's not the problem. It's just then getting the old coffee grounds into the trash. I tap it. Then Crystal's like, "I hear tapping in there."
Yeah, he told me. Is it true?
Can you use the coffee grounds in your plants?
Going along with observations.
Maybe that'll get rid of the nuts.
Like you can use.
Oh my God! I think she may have solved it. Put the coffee grounds in the plants. Just going along with observations, I have heard, this is the second time this week that I've heard that he is not allowed to walk in the mornings or tap.
No.
Like he says that if there's any noise or cabinetry, or if a fork falls in the sink, that he says a swamp witch comes out and starts screaming at him.
I never say anything. Never say anything.
You've mentioned
But
to
what I
multiple
have
people
said-
how loud I am in the mornings. This is a topic that comes up.
Okay, but the tapping, I think, is specifically about the peanut butter spoon.
Oh, I knew there was something.
how
You
do you
held
get-
out. You didn't tell me
What's
about
the
peanut
peanut
butter
butter
spoon.
spoon?
What's
I
the
didn't
peanut
know.
butter
All right,
spoon?
he gets a scoop of peanut butter and puts it in the smoothie.
PB2, dude. PB2.
Cup.
Yeah, why don't you use the powder peanut
Powder
butter?
peanut butter, less
But
fat.
anyway.
Well, he's there.
I
They're
want the
like
fat.
this with the peanut butter spoon.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Why? Why don't you
supposed
just
to
take
eat
your
it.
finger?
Take your finger, right?
Oh,
Okay.
just put it in your mouth. You're done. Just put it in there.
No, and then he puts the whole dirty peanut butter in the on the spoon, just in the sink. So then it hardens, and then later when I have to wash
It
it,
hardens.
yeah. So then I'm like, first of all, you're tapping out here, and then I gotta clean. Just use your finger and go like that.
Well, here's
He
why I
doesn't wanna
don't
get
use
it on
my
his
finger. Because
I'm not allowed to use my fingers.
this is another thing the Van family has adopted. Beyond we didn't have a meeting about it. We didn't have there's no decisions. It was just all of a sudden one day
You're ruining my birthday broadcast.
Crystal proclaimed that our household is now a reusable napkin household, and then we are
You
no
guys
longer
use dirty paper napkins?
supposed to use paper towels. And
What do you use to wipe your mouth?
because Crystal brought home a bunch of reusable napkins.
A bunch of rags? They're called rags. They're not reusable napkin is a rag. That's what my dad used, a check of oil. You put it you wrap it around your blender if it's too loud.
They're Swedish dishcloths, and they're not meant to replace the paper towels entirely, but you can wipe and reuse. You can wash them in the washing machine and then use them again over and over. So it's not to use it for your mouth, but if you spill something on the counter or you just want to spray the counter down and clean it, you don't have to use paper towels that are
hold on.
going to the
We
trash.
use the
You
Teflon.
can reuse the towel.
Well, then
IKEA
I have this,
Teflon
but we
towel.
don't use it. Okay, we do both. We do napkins for food, and then if we're cleaning the surfaces, I have a whole stack of IKEA cloths.
The 10-cent
Swedish
ones.
napkins, I guess.
Yeah.
That are the ones that are white and red, and I use those to wipe down all the surfaces. Is that?
This takes normal things and then makes me sound crazy for doing them.
I mean,
Yeah.
So, but
let the
what does
listeners
that have
decide.
to do
No, but
with
I
your
wouldn't
peanut butter?
I think we started somewhere else, then got to the peanut butter. Now we're on napkins.
Guys, these are just observations.
I'm just telling you what I observed.
That's right.
Am I doing it right?
I'm just sitting here and
was
I'm just
gnats.
observing,
Yeah.
and now I'm just reporting back
Somebody's
to you
getting
guys.
a gold star
Did
today.
you hear the intro? These are just observations.
Yeah, they are not great.
Yeah. And
I told him the coffee thing was I just wanted to try it out, and if it was
Yeah.
a pain and you hate it, then that's fine. You can use the K cups. But if it was just as convenient to use the reusable one, why not? That's all. I said.
But he doesn't notice, so he'll just go with it.
But
right?
I don't know. But we haven't gotten to the bottom of the canister of coffee I bought. So when we get to the bottom of it,
He can go back.
you can decide like a big boy what is best
Wow,
for
you
you.
wanna take
can
that shit?
Can you recycle K-cups? Isn't there can you recycle them?
No, apparently.
They don't recycle
yeah,
anything. Those
No.
recycling guys just throwing it in the trash.
Apparently, K-cups you cannot recycle. Jim Colbert told me that I should switch to Nescafe.
Oh, yeah.
Espresso?
Yeah.
Nespresso. He said I should.
Because those are aluminum, right?
They're aluminum, and then they give you a canister, and then you put them all in the canister, and you ship it back to them, and then they
That's what I'm
recycle
doing
them for
my.
you.
So I have daily contacts, and I hated the thought of the wasteful just throwing away the holder.
Yep.
So I have them in a bag, and I take them back to my optometrist.
Guaranteed they don't do shit.
So you take them back.
Yeah,
He
she
puts
does. I
those in
tell
the
her
trash.
every time she does. I go. The guy takes it. He
He's
goes,
like, ew.
Yeah,
and
he's
throws
like, hey,
it away.
did you go throw away the contacts, the scam we're running to make me? And I go, I'll do it. He goes out there and he throws it away. Guaranteed.
Yeah, and speaking of waste, I often
Why'd you look at me?
do
He
the
looked at me.
dishes in the house, and sometimes I open the dishwasher, and then what's inside seems like a dishwasher full of plastic. What other
What do you
people
mean?
would consider garbage.
Lies.
There are containers. There are
Oh, my soup stuff.
all the
Soup.
all like any plastic container that we get throughout the month or whatever. Crystal's like,
Oh,
we
like an
can
old Italian grandma?
yes,
You were saying it like an old
Like
thing
butter.
of
Like if you get it to
Mrs.
go,
Butterworth.
pho.
Yeah.
I keep those.
I keep them because I love to make soup and I love to make my broth, and so
I've never seen you eat broth ever.
I use it to cook like the
Oh,
rice or
right,
the
right.
pasta or whatever.
I use water.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's like I could just take this. You cut the end off the carrots and freeze it.
No,
And
I
you
get it.
boil
I
it
get
later.
what you're
Yeah.
doing. I'm not
I
anti it at
know.
all.
So-
I'm not anti it
But
at all.
I
like
do keep
to
the. I
save
do
it.
keep the.
So,
soup.
so
And
I
I'll
thought
put
you were
my
keeping
soup
like
in
an
it.
old ricotta cheese. Like
No,
a
my
little
grandma used to do that.
there's
ricotta
a-
cheese.
Oh, there's
Butter?
some ricotta in there. There's, I mean,
No.
there's a lot of plastic.
Lot of
Yeah,
ricotta?
because then I take them and I put them inside each other like Russian nesting dolls.
And they're all wet,
And
every
then-
single one of
and
them.
then I-
That's what I do too. I put cups away wet, so when you go to get one, you can't.
And then I go over to where we keep our Tupperware, and there's piling in a plastic.
So when you open it, it all falls
oh,
out.
yeah. And I'm like, there's a lot of garbage in here that we're just washing and reusing. I'm like, this is kind of crazy.
know-
This is what I think in my head. It's just an observation.
I'm observing this.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
he says the same thing about the playroom. He's like, there's too much stuff in here. There's so much stuff in here that it doesn't fit in
Yeah.
all the stuff. But then I just go and spend a couple hours in there and put everything
Yeah.
away where it goes. And it's perfectly clean and everything fits. If you put it away where the home is for that item, there's plenty of space.
So then,
Okay.
while I'm
Powering.
Same as my
He's
Tupperware.
powering through.
while I'm not using my K-cups and then washing the plastic garbage and then reusing the reusable napkins and all that stuff, I think to myself, I was like, you know what? I wonder if I made it my life's goal to pollute the world. like if I was the evil genius.
Like
and I was
Terrence Howard, you're gonna destroy mankind.
Yeah. If I was like, hey, what if I just, from the today on,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to make it my goal to pollute the earth
Falling
as much
down,
as
like the movie Falling Down.
Yeah,
Just
I
making
lost
sure-
it.
What, just to counteract my efforts?
No, it's just I bought oil I'm pouring it down the drain. My whole life, my 40 hours a week, I just polluted.
You made that your job.
I don't think I'd ever affect the earth 1%.
So you're trying to show her that in reverse, you're doing nothing.
Yeah, in reverse, during the worst possible thing, like I'm just starting tire fires and oil.
This is the worst thing you could tell her. I just saw the love fall out of her eyes.
I'm just saying, I would not affect the earth one bit.
I regret that 1:30 a.m. wake-up call from last night.
Wait, what happened?
How dare
come
you.
on.
What happened?
I wish I could take it back.
Oh, did you sleep rape her again?
No, what the hell? Jesus Christ.
Well, no, like, don't you get like forgetful handsy?
No, that was a younger man. That was a different.
You start
that's a
grabbing,
different
unconsciously
story.
grabbing?
Yeah. Now it's just like well, I'm just there. I'm like, what was the time? Finally.
She's here.
Is it finally time?
I don't get to do it.
Yeah.
I have a full line of pillows that belongs to my wife.
She's like, all right.
We put the one pillow right in the middle of us, so
I
he
have a
he
pillow in
doesn't
the
roll
middle,
on
and
me.
then I have my dog next to me, sitting up like a king, and he breathes in my ear, and that calms my anxiety. And we sit there. I'm like, I love it. He's just breathing in my ear.
She opens the drawer all mad, and I'm like, it doesn't bother me you're mad about it. I can fight right through that. Anyway, sorry. Those are my observations.
Okay,
That's it.
those are great.
Wow,
Yeah,
I'm glad that was
Couple-
quick.
A couple observations.
Well done.
Right.
I,
Yeah, those are good.
I had some more, but I'll cut those off. Those in for next time. Lots more. Anyway, we should take a break. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we have lots of stuff to talk about.
Too many things. to
Andrew's
talk about.
got some listener questions.
I printed Facebook.
Yeah,
some
she
BDM
printed
questions.
some Facebook. Have you guys seen the documentary that's on Hulu about the real life Truman Show?
No.
It's called The Contestant. I'm just throwing that out there for everybody. We might
Yeah.
discuss that a little bit. It's about a show, I think, that was in Asia in the early 2000s that was ethically should not have happened, probably. Yeah, there's a documentary about it on Hulu now.
I also have a story about Max's Fortnite name, and then a running story from yesterday. So we'll tell it all.
We got brand new music. Let's start with some punk rock. We're going to do Suck Brick Kid with It's Okay. And then brand new music, live music from Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. You'll like it. We'll be right back. This is It's Okay, possibly by Suck Brick Kid. We'll be right back.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Squirt.
Squirt who?
Squirt is P, you dumb rednecks.
Right about now, you are listening to the incredible
A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, who kindly remind you that squirt is P.
You know what? We're a band of all ages, all genres, and this song is proof. I know you're gonna dig it. It's very contemporary, right, guys? So let's take it away.
Good for you, I guess you moved on real easily. Found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? And good for you, I guess that you've been working on yourself. Guess that therapist I found for you truly helped. Now you can be a better man for your brand new girl. Good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great out there without me, baby. Gotta wait till I give you that. I lost my mind, I spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. So unaffected, I really don't get it. I guess good for you. Well, good for you, I guess you're getting everything you want. Got a new car and your current's really taking off. It's like we never even happened, baby. What the fuck is up with that? And good for you, it's like you never even met me. Remember when you swear to God I was the only person who ever got you? Screw that, screw you. You will never have to hurt the way you know that I do. Good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great out there without me, baby. Gotta wait till I give you that. I lost my mind, I spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. So unaffected, I really don't get it. I guess good for you. Yeah. Maybe I'm too emotional. Your apathy is like a wounded soul. Maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe you never cared at all. Maybe I'm too emotional. Your apathy is like a wounded soul. Maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe you never cared at all. Good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great out there without me, baby. Like a damn sociopath. I lost my mind, I spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. So unaffected, I really don't get it. I guess good for you. Hey!
Hey!
Thank you.
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes with an Olivia Rodrigo cover. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. So Andrea asked on the BDM page for some questions today, and she printed some out.
I did.
So let's do some questions from BDMs.
Okay. So first one, have you ever had a bad fan, I would say listener experience or interaction?
Who's that for? I wonder.
They just threw it out. I said any questions. So
Oh, it's for everybody. I
yeah,
guess.
let's.
A bad. I don't like the term.
That's
fan.
what I said. Listener interaction.
Yeah, that's weird.
I will tell you, in the radio days, it was way worse.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
was-
that?
I
Because
was-
that is definitely true.
I was wondering if you were gonna open that, and yeah, I never got called short more than my radio tenure.
I think this is a little more intimate.
Yeah.
I think social media opened your guys' lives to be a little more intimate. The radio days, you were a little more, like the
There
famous.
were nice radio
and,
listeners though.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
not
yeah,
like.
yeah.
I mean, Crystal brought me. The other Crystal brought me cookies and tequila.
Correct, but
there
that's
are
what I'm
listeners that will go
saying.
and do like that's.
A
Thank you
lot of
again
the
for
radio
doing
stuff
that.
was pre-social media, so they didn't have this peek into your lives. So I think some people
That's a
lost
really good
their
point.
minds when
Yeah.
they met you, and they were like, "Here,
Well, there's also a wider spectrum of listener, and what we found that with this show, And with all shows now, because there's so much content, if you're listening to a show, you want to listen to it, especially like a podcast. Like you clicked on it, you want to listen. With terrestrial radio back in the day, if you like talk radio, there was only one station. There was only one option. So there was a lot of people that like talk radio and different types, but they were forced to listen to the one option. Therefore, there were a lot of people that weren't as like-minded as our listeners are now. Like you had a wide variety of people. Some people that were out there, and then also crazy people tend to listen to
Like
the
the
radio.
And they think you're talking to them.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this doesn't come off like sort of mean, but I've been doing this long enough to compare like the events that we used to do radio-wise, and then like I'll take the Tuffy event that we did for our ACT tenure at when we were hanging out with listeners at Tuffy's.
Yeah,
that was so easy. Like we talked to that one guy, everybody's having a good time.
Kind of like the 903 Mills days.
Yeah,
like just
it's
hanging
just
out.
so easy. Like it is way easier to. It's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, but like I started to not like some of the radio things because the interactions you would have with people weren't as directed, weren't as focused. They were more like just because the radio station had an event, some of these people would stop by and then.
They felt entitled to you to give them something.
Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
I
Different relationship.
Yeah, and I think Andrea's point of it being maybe it's not all like okay, it's radio versus podcast, but like it's 2000 to 2010 versus 2010 to now.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like I'm afraid to say if you're listening to the radio, you're annoying or bad fan or whatever.
No.
And if you're listening to
That's what I'm
podcasts, you're
saying.
more chill.
Okay.
It's just a matter of like that
joking.
happened to be the time frame that you guys were in. But
So what about for you guys? Have you ever had any inappropriate they grab at your titties?
Well, yeah, because there's another.
Ooh, I'd watch that. I would watch somebody grab.
follow-up.
I would watch someone grab Andrea's titties, and it would turn me on, and then I'd realize I'd have to fight them too. So I would try to figure out how to jack it. Then how do you jack it and then fight them?
Daniel, there was a follow-up question by a different person, kind of in the same vein, but creepy listener interaction stories, maybe someone hitting on you or palming you drugs at events. I think
palming the drugs, yes.
Really? I've
With
never
you.
had.
Oh, yeah.
They
Oh,
would
yeah.
always.
Oh, yeah, them, but
Me
I
and
never
Daniel,
had.
we got our share of
I've
drugs.
never gotten cocaine. I've only gotten pain pills and weed.
You would
I
get
think you got
cocaine.
cocaine.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
You got
yeah.
cocaine.
Because I think you made jokes about it,
Too
maybe.
many
So then,
cocaine
like at
jokes,
Mako's,
yes.
people would always come up with a little baggie and shake his hand, and then
Yeah.
a baggie would fall on the ground because he wasn't like.
Do you want me to tell
I
you
didn't
which
know.
prominent Orlando businessmen that still own bars were giving him cocaine?
No.
Because they're out there.
Not on this mic.
They're
Oh, yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
I don't want.
They're probably not in the coke game anymore, but for a minute, like everybody I knew downtown that owned a bar is cocaine cowboys, dog.
Yeah.
Right. The only weird, and it wasn't even an interaction. It was the person that left weird stuff on our porch
Yeah.
at the old
That
house.
was Wes Wally. That was our old intern, and that's because he got a psychotic episode.
Well,
Like
that's
like he
frightening.
broke, and then he drove over, and then he hung
Right.
a dog tag on my door that
Widowmaker.
said Marvin the Martian, the Widowmaker. It makes Tom laugh. Like
So
it
weird.
just said Marvin the Martian.
This is on the back of a dog
yeah,
tag.
it's so
No,
imagine.
did we have something else left on our porch? Like those
It was
kind of
a-
things
okay,
when
there-
people come to
One
your
time
house.
I made a joke, and then there's somebody left a firefighter
Yes,
shirt
the
on a
firefighter.
firefighter shirt on my. Like I made a joke about firefighters, and then somebody left a firefighter shirt on my doorstep, and then was like, "Don't fuck with the red" or something like, "Yeah, don't fuck. You want an axe? You will let your house burn to the ground." Midget or something. Like, I don't know. It was something like very like, and then I was like, "Oh, you just gave me one, so I know what department you're at." Like, so like you left me the shirt, you like threatened me, you know?
I know
Okay.
the station you work at.
Yeah. So
Yeah, those were like the only like weird things. Was
We
Someone-
had that
Yeah.
one decorating our house.
Yeah.
Somebody put Halloween decorations up while I was at home asleep. And then I was like,
in
they were-
Deltona.
no, at Colton Drive.
Oh,
Yeah,
Howard
Howard
Alley.
Alley.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, it
God.
started with a.
They were on the roof.
It started.
they were on the roof.
Yeah, and I'm like in there sleeping.
It started with a alien, like a plywood alien head that someone painted, like the
a lot of
stereotypical
work, man.
big alien. And
Yeah,
they
like
just-
you find at a head shop.
Yeah, and they painted it, and it was like 4 feet tall, and they just leaned it up on my garage door.
That'll do.
And so I remember taking a picture of it, and I talked about it on the radio, like, look at someone put it
We
in front
never
of the
found
house.
out who did that, right?
No. And then, but yeah, if you did that, call in. I would have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it's always been a mystery.
But the so and then after that happened, and I talked about it. Then that made it worse. That's when I
Yeah.
learned a valuable lesson of
Yeah.
like, if you don't want someone to do something to you, don't talk about how you don't dislike this particular, because everybody will do it to you.
Yeah.
So then the next day they decorated my whole house like Halloween, and they're on the roof. And like there was like spiders on the roof. So it's like the whole.
You never saw
scared
these
me.
people. You slept through it, or you
Yeah,
did you
because
hear them?
he left to work at 5 in the morning, and it wasn't decorated. And then when I woke up and went to work at whatever time it was, the sun was out. It was all decorated. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I was in there showering or sleeping. I mean, I don't know when they were doing it, but it's
That is
just
a
kind
little
of weird
weird.
to be like at your home and then some.
Now,
I was up there kicking the spiders off the roof.
yeah, very early on when I was working for the radio station and didn't have the podcast, I did have one person pull in front of my old apartment on Goddard over here off of Lee Road.
Yeah.
A pretty nasty area. And pull in with a big truck and be like, I know where you live. I got one of those.
Yeah.
But I was out there. So I was like, I guess you do. Like there's not much you can
Yeah.
do about that. And plus the internet wasn't a big enough thing. There was less, I think there was less natural paranoia.
Right. Yeah.
We spread a lot more paranoia now. And so I think we have it kind of running in the background, just like an app.
I got a listener took his gun out and put it in my ribs one time. And
somebody in the
line-
chat room said that.
That's right.
Somebody in the chat room said that one.
Yeah, it was kind of a person we knew, and he was just
Yeah.
fucking around, but I was slapping it away.
Yeah.
And then
You gotta remind me about that story. Oh,
His
I
wife
know who
had
it was
big
now.
fake tits.
Yes.
Oh,
I was just staying.
mega fake.
We were staying at a hotel, and then I felt something in my ribs.
Yeah, but
and
he
I
was
looked up.
serious. He was mad at you about something.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, he didn't shoot it.
you know
this guy-
He was just like, he's like,
Right.
look at that, I'm pointing a gun at you.
It was like
I was
bubbling.
like, ah.
It was bubbling over misplaced anger
Yeah,
from
yeah.
his own
Something like that. But
indiscretions.
a guy put your gun into your ribs, and you're like, it's fine. Like, you cannot make this guy fucking mad about.
Yeah.
Oh, and
No.
someone came behind me at Amway one time and put me in a chokehold. Like the serious one where you grab your
you know where you're at? You're at what is it? It's the one that
American
put Sabrina
Combat
in. You're
Club.
at American Combat Club.
Yeah, he put me in the Sabrina, and I remember like hard as hell where he was actually like choking me out for a second, where I
Yeah,
was
he's
like
pushing on that. Yeah.
yeah, and there was just some guy fucking around. He's like drunkie, and then I was like
You know what somebody did to you
know
at
what?
Johnny's once? A very big person, tall, picked you up and carried you to somewhere.
Yeah, and then
it
you sucked
really,
his dick. That's the old man in the
No,
Mustang. He
no.
sucked that old man's dick
No,
at the
I
Johnny's
didn't.
Burger Bash.
No, I
it
didn't.
really made me mad because sometimes well-meaning.
Well, where were you when I'm getting picked up every 5 seconds? People pick me up. Every
Yeah,
list
you
of
should
people pick me up.
never-
They start carrying me around like a doll baby.
pick up another man or that's so. Anyway, I think well-meaning people sometimes are like, oh, Crystal, you want me to help you get your drunk husband out of here? Here, I'll help you. And I'm like, please, I just want you to go away so that I can
Yeah.
get my drunk husband out of here
what
because
is-
you talking to him
I'll put this
makes
out
it
there.
worse.
You could do anything to me.
Do
and
not.
I won't get
Jesus
mad. Anything.
Christ. Well, he might not get mad, but I am, and I'm not afraid to fight.
If you
Whoa.
I am not kidding.
If you see me
Whoa.
out, you can do
Chonga.
anything to
Do
me
not-
you want. It doesn't- I have no boundary.
Chonga.
Do not
I
put
have
your
zero
hands on my
boundaries.
husband.
Yeah,
So
keep your
it
hands
might
off the meat.
It might not be interactions, but I mean, I observed a lot of crazy shit back in the radio days, from just staying at Bruce Rossmeyer's cruises.
I remember one
Monster
time.
Cruises,
I remember one time, and I've just been
Rossmeyer's,
wanting to say this. I don't think I've said this
Bushnell.
before. I don't think I've said this
Bushnell.
before, but I've been wanting to say this.
Hungry Howie.
I remember one time watching a door open,
Great dick.
and there were naked women on a bed, and then Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson doing a giant line of cocaine.
So why was you saying
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
they
it's
were
cool.
just-
It's
right.
kind of cool. It's a
It
little
is,
cool.
A
It's
lot
a
of-
little cool.
It is rock star.
Yeah,
right?
there were two naked girls.
There
with
was a
their
time
titties
he
out.
was super.
Oh, he was the party man.
Famous in Central
Yeah.
Florida.
Now, cocaine
Yeah.
didn't kill him. I'm just saying he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
killing it.
So yeah, there was just so much back in the day that
Yeah, we saw
we're
some,
like, what?
saw some crazy things.
You could come up to me and flick the head of my dick.
Do not do
I
that.
will not
What are you
come
gonna- hold on,
back.
watch out
I
now.
will fight you.
Yeah, you do like old men do. Like, hold on.
I'll just swat it
Yeah.
away.
Careful
I'll be
there,
like,
careful there, careful there.
"Ah,
Move
come
along,
on."
move along.
Here's another one. Hanging out with each other, all family members involved. What has ever bothered you, but you refuse to mention this to the other party due to being such a great friend? Once in a while, family and friends just do shit that pisses us off. Sometimes we
What?
address our pet peeves, but so many people just let it slide, and you let things slide. Does it remind you, I should have said something? Is
Does
there
that mean
anything?
like between
Right.
us?
Is there anything that we do that?
Like if I wasn't gonna mention it then, I'm not gonna mention it now, guys.
I can throw it in reverse. I mean, I think I know what
But are
would.
we talking about like our personal families and stuff? Are we talking about this
I think
group?
they mean in
And
general
all-
this
yeah,
group.
all
I
of
mean,
this
I can
group.
throw it in reverse, and I can tell you what I think it would bother you, and what I've tried to work on is me being so adamant about the schedule. Is the schedule? It's got to stay the schedule. Never miss the schedule. And I've really trying to go a little more gently with it.
Well, that's because I think us being very much planners and you guys kind of flying by the seat of your pants, I could totally see you guys being like, God damn, the Dennis family. I wish they would just
just relax, motherfucker.
Because
I think it's the other.
become more of a planner now.
And I've started to
they
become
show
more
up.
of a.
They show up too early. They always have to know what's going on.
I do tell her that. I say, come on, man, lay off of them. Just like with the whole, like, gotta be there at the time. You know, just like, let's be late. Let us be late.
No. I
let us
didn't
be
know what to expect. As long as that's the thing about. So here's like.
Because I think you guys would get to a point where you're like, this is not fun to hang out with these two people. God damn. So that's why I'm really working hard.
I even think about that, like when I was texting you last week about the beach, like, hey, I was like, God, she's gonna be like, just enjoy it, like just go and enjoy
shut
it.
the fuck up, Andrea.
I was just trying to give you the right time because I try to add 15 minutes to my estimate when I give it to you.
No, you guys were early boat in the water. The Dennises are dragging their asses because I'm trying to be cool.
Well, I definitely think that you guys have probably. There's been many a times where you show up and then we're
You
still.
gotta wait for us. That must be really annoying.
Not anymore.
Crystal's
no,
still
you guys
putting.
don't do that anymore.
I don't know, Crystal. I mean, I've been standing at the front door ready to leave, and Crystal's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna put a new pair of pants on, and then add more."
I like that. I want to be that.
I'm gonna add more to the pile that I have to move every night before I go to bed.
I want to be that. I want to do that.
Well, no, because Daniel's the type that he's like walking out the door and Macy's like, I gotta poop, and he's like, nope, you should have pooped 5 minutes ago.
Like,
Let's go.
Like in the mornings, I try to I've been trying to slow my mornings down because I'm so regimented and just like get the work. I'm like, no, relax, dude.
I accept all my friends for all the annoying things they do and the crazy. And as long as I know what
you're
to expect.
not a judgmental person at all. I'm horribly judgmental.
I know how Daniel and Andrea are like. They were if they're gonna be somewhere, they're gonna be there 5 minutes early, ready to go, prepared.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
and that's good for me because I know if you came late, unprepared, I'd be like, what the?
We'd be like, what? Are you okay?
That's
What
true.
happened to you?
I'm like,
That's
no. You have to fit into your box.
And trust me when I tell you, sometimes I'm counting on both of you to level out her because she's more regimented than I could ever be. So when I'm with you guys, I feel like, we're going to have some fun today.
Now,
sorry, babe. But
No,
I'm just
no,
like,
it's
you know
funny.
what I mean by
She's
that,
always
right?
prepared.
But you know what I mean by that, right? Like,
Correct.
I'm not insulting you in any way. We've had this conversation before about like, God damn, why can't we relax?
Well, and it's funny you say that because so my sister-in-law is pregnant and she like even texted me, so I said, I had Maisie. She was 2 weeks early and she's like down to her last. And she was like, I'm hoping this baby has that show up extremely early blood that it runs through your dad and your brother and you. So she knows it's in our
definitely your dad,
family.
It's 100% Jim. It's Jim 100%.
Now, the exact opposite of that is our friends, the Browns, who are almost on a completely different time than everybody else.
I love that.
Pacific
I love
time.
that.
Yeah, no, it's like, hey, we're
Time
leaving
means
in
different.
5 minutes to go, somewhere, and then it's like, okay, well, instead of buying food out, let's eat here, and then like they prepare food, and I'm like, we were gonna leave for 5 minutes. We can start cooking. What are they doing?
Heat the oil.
Like, wait a minute, you're frying up some stuff here.
Tostones. Yeah. Sitting there mushing.
Delicious.
We were telling Audrey, and Audrey's like, we're every place we go, we're 1 hour late. I'm like, well, why even have time then?
How do they show up to work and stuff?
That is not work.
That's
they,
different.
They
That's
work
different.
at school.
Yeah.
But that is like a South Florida thing. Like you don't show up on time. You show up 1 hour after the time. And we joked this week about how TC and I took the boys to a birthday party that the invitation said 2:00 up here.
Yeah.
And we showed up at 2:00 at a park, and people were like,
Oh, yeah.
Why are you
They-
doing
they were
here
still
so
on-
early? And they were setting everything up. Like they were still putting the tablecloths
Yeah,
out.
the grandma was there.
Yeah.
Like they were like, what the hell are you people doing
and
here?
then everybody else arrived at 3.
Yeah. They knew the time.
They knew that 2 o'clock
And I was
3
like,
o'clock.
I knew we should have showed up this early to Jose's birthday
But
party.
if we were,
I'm like, this is a different thing.
if we were in Kendall, I would have known that, but I didn't know that. Up
Right,
here.
you thought up here.
I thought it was different.
I figured that out with parties you would go to that were more Spanish or Hispanic or Latin.
Yeah, it was a Jose.
Well, where the food would be like, I go there, I'm hungry, like I want to arrive and eat, and it's like, nah, we just put the meat on.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's gonna
Right.
be a
we
minute.
started cooking
gonna
at
be
the
2
time.
hours.
Yeah, like what the hell's wrong with you? It's not
Yeah.
show up and get a plate and leave. You're here for the duration, you know?
Yeah.
Like
All right.
What are your favorite hobbies we might not know about? I think we guys we
Yeah,
are
we're-
a pretty open book.
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys
won't-
already know all.
I'll share some things that people may think are just dumb or not true. I get caught a lot, and this is not I'm not trying to be funny. I get caught a lot by the family. Before my showers, I like to sit nude and play my spoons.
He does.
Because they're there. They're just like, as I disrobe and I put my wallet.
He's
and I
letting
put
the
my keys-
shower
in
warm
the
up.
bathroom.
No, my spoons are by my bed. Like, I have like my Martin guitar that I love playing my guitar at night. That's my favorite thing to do before I go
You
to
do
bed,
that
right?
naked too.
Yeah, I do that naked too. I love playing instruments naked.
Do you sleep naked?
No, I sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but I get so many boners. I get like 6 to 7 boners.
It's more boners if you're naked.
I just get a lot of boners, and
Anyway,
I prefer
okay.
having pants on them to hold them
Yeah, got it.
controlled.
Got it.
But yeah, I play my spoons naked. I get and I'm getting so good now. Like, I know I filmed a video of me playing the spoons.
We gotta
but
show
I'm
you now.
honestly, no bullshit. I think I might be as good as the people that call themselves pros, and I have the magic. Like, I think I'm the guy. I think
And you may
in a
have
month-
discovered a secret. You know,
I was doing this move where I put it on my elbow and then my leg, so you only have a little inch, and I can go and then I can go like I can give it like a
I'll take a
rat.
new video with you with clothes
Was
on.
I not? And Maisie's like, whoa! Like they came around the corner, like, how are you doing that? I'm, like, I'm the spoon guy. I'm little Danny Spoons.
Put all
wasn't there
the
a Counting Crow song about the Spoon Man?
No, that was a
That's a
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
Oh, you're such a grandma.
put all the lyrics to Spoon Garden.
Oh, you're such a grandpa. We did the grandpa. Oh my God, grandpa and grandma are here.
Spoon Garden.
That was so perfect, Melissa. Where
That
are
should
you?
be your band name. Is the Spoon Garden?
God
Come
damn it.
together with your hand. Okay.
This is the oldest we've ever sounded on the show.
Who would be more bitter in the divorce, and they want us to show our work? Meaning, like, explain why you would be so bitter.
Oh, I'd be the one that's like, if I married
I
anybody, I'm bringing hell. Like bringing.
It's Daniel and Crystal are gonna be.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
TC
we're
and
gonna-
I are like.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna fuck you up so bad you have no
So
like,
bad.
the most vindictive shit you've ever seen.
You have
And
never known.
And I will weaponize that child, and I will literally use every move you make. I'm 9 ahead of you with
What the
indoctrination
hell?
and just
Absolutely.
tearing
You
your
love
fucking.
me.
I'll tear your fucking life apart.
I
I'll
love
destroy
you.
your
Love me.
existence, and I
Not
will
anymore.
use her against you, and I will
Oh.
fucking. You will rue the day you ever fucked with me, bitch.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that
What?
he and I both assume the divorce is your fault.
Because we're awesome.
Because yeah, I will never. I mean, you've
Never.
never.
You'll never
seen
see your
an
child
angrier
again.
Oh, come
person. You'll
on.
never see
What?
your kids.
You'll never see your kid again.
What?
No.
Yeah.
I'll see him.
I'll tell them.
I'll park out
No,
the
I'll
outside
help
the
Crystal.
school.
I'll
We'll help
tell
each
them.
other hide each other's kids.
I'll sit outside the school and watch them. I've seen that in the movies.
I'm gonna tell them how.
The saddest move.
I'll smoke cigarettes.
That's the saddest move. On the back of your motorcycle, where you don't even get off. You just turn it off,
Yeah.
and you just sit there. and smoke.
Isn't there a
wa-
video about that where he has the motorcycle and he's putting the baby on the back of the motorcycle? Isn't there a Swervy Jones video?
I'll watch them in peace. the motorcycle.
I would tell them if your dad really loved you, he wouldn't have left us.
No, they'll know.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah,
know.
yeah. And
They'll
I'll do-
know.
and
But
I'll-
he just has
and-
other things he cares
And
more
I'll
about.
do this
they'll know.
weird like gaslighting where I'm like, I hope you don't turn out like your mom.
I'll-
Your mom, she had so many boyfriends, so many boyfriends.
No, I'll be so fun. I'll let them play all the video games. I'll buy the biggest Costco TV. I'll have no
He's
furniture.
obsessed with big
No, but that's
they'll come and play.
assuming she's letting you take them. She's gonna tell the judge
Oh,
everything.
I know the law. I'll tell the judge. I'm like, this lying bitch. I'm like, I'm
love
fine. Unless they make me take a drug test.
I'll just
I
have
know
the
the
kids
fake-
tell them how much daddy likes his beer.
No,
yeah.
the judge knows about
Yeah,
beer.
yeah.
I like beer.
I
My
like
friends
beer.
are-
Don't talk to judges about beer. They love beer.
I could probably lean on that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
If there's two things I know,
Yeah.
judges, they don't like
Yeah.
reproductive rights and they love beer.
and their
He's
buddies,
always like-
Mickey and Two Toes. He likes beer too.
Mickey, Two Toes, Black Joe,
Okay.
Little Jack.
So this girl says, Sarah says she's currently selling her first home that we bought.
Charu says your apartment have 100-inch Vizio with the new Grand Theft Auto.
I'll be blasting Tenacious D. I'll be like, I'll let you
all
hear.
the horror movies.
No,
Guys, get in here. We're gonna watch porno.
My boys would 100% come home and say, Mom, Dad lets us do inappropriate things.
Dad lets us watch porno and eat burritos all day. It's awesome. It's fucking great.
Oh, they'll love that. Then they'll move in when they become teenagers to the dad. That happened.
Yeah. And then you become
That happened with my
and then
dad.
you turn into Pauly Shore. Poof.
Yeah, the teenagers always move in with the dad because they're tired of all the rules.
The rules,
Yeah. Mom's
And
always,
they turn into alcoholics.
Yeah.
And then you don't
Mom
make them go to
also-
school.
Mom
and-
gives up a little bit too. Because she doesn't, because they do that move. Well, your kids wouldn't, but most boys will do that move where mom's a little scared of them, like pushing them down or something, Physical, and he's big like dad,
Unless, Crystal gets remarried, we get remarried, and then,
Well, that's,
Oh,
a,
yeah.
whole
New
different,
dad.
that's a whole different
Who's my
thing.
new husband going to be?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait to see who he's
Yeah,
going to be.
that ain't gonna happen. I've
Your
done that math.
new husband
I
is...
can jack these things up a little bit.
Yeah,
Get
Your
out there.
new husband is Julio Jones.
Bobby Sibia.
Maybe.
So this girl wants to, this woman wants to hear any realtor horror stories. Have you seen anything wild in the?
I
in the
have.
Well, she
game?
can't talk about it. There are
Yeah,
listeners.
right.
I am. I'll tell you what we saw.
Got
We
patient doctor
but
confidentiality over here.
No, but haven't you seen like stuff when you've shown houses that are not?
What was that flea house? Was that
Oh, God.
Oh my God! For the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
We saw when we were buying our house. There was a serrated knife.
No, it was a steak knife holding up
the float.
the float in the back of the toilet. And I loved
They
it.
had
I told
the
Andrew
top
we should
off.
buy the house just because of it. I was like, this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
They had the top off. It was actually a
Yeah.
house, like if you take Lakemont all the way to your house, those ones that look like little German houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
back
yes,
in
yes,
there.
They have those long roofs that
Yeah.
go down to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
back
We almost lived in one of those little gingerbread. Can you
Those are
imagine
cute.
my short ass coming out of one of those gingerbread houses? People are driving to work. They see me walking out.
Oh my God, there he is.
Fucking Smurf.
He's taking his lunch break.
Love your cookies, dude.
Jim wants to know. Okay, this is a scenario. So Tony has invited the boys and their wives to visit his family in South America. So we're going to Venezuela. Tony pilots his Dvalinhan twin otter DHC-6 straight into the Andes Mountains, and he is the only fatality. So we are alive, our families are alive, but Tony is the only person who
Tony
has
Rage?
died.
Tony Monjet?
Wait,
Yes.
I'm confused.
So
This is
Tony's taking us to Venezuela.
Tony Rage is taking us.
Yes.
to
Wait,
Venezuela.
Chrissy?
Tony is a pilot.
Is
Yes.
Chrissy with him?
It doesn't say that.
Tony flies us into the Andes.
I
And
kind of
he's
hope
the only
Chrissy's with him
death.
if we're in
Tony is the
Venezuela.
only death.
He's the only death.
Now we're in Venezuela.
Correct. Who turns to cannibalism first?
Oh, me.
Don't count Crystal out. She's got to make it home to her babies. Oh, so the kids aren't with us.
Well, nobody was counting Crystal out. Crystal will do whatever it takes.
Me
Well,
and
I think-
Daniel will be eating his ass cheeks quick.
yeah.
Like real quick.
That'd be the first thing I do.
Like the plane will
Yeah.
still be on fire.
Yeah,
Like, use the
I'd be
fire.
roasting his dick on the fire. Hot dog.
Here's the thing. Are we going to get out of Venezuela anyway? Because if not, I'm
Does
just
anybody
going to
ever get out of Venezuela? Tony did.
I don't know.
So you need more details?
I need more details.
Well, I have thought
I don't
about
want to.
this.
I'm not going to be a cannibal, though. I don't know. I don't want to do
You
that.
will to survive.
I
you would.
can't. Yeah, see, I can't answer that
You
because
would.
I don't. Right now, no, I will not. I will
You know what I would do is I would
Die.
get with us and I would
What do
say,
mountains have
here's
food
what we
in it?"
got to do. We have to be smart about this and we have to start offering up pieces of our body to eat, like each person.
okay, yeah.
Like we'll cut a little bit off and we'll all nourish her. That
No,
way
no, but
we
we
all
have a
know.
whole dead body here to choose.
Well, we'll eat him first, but I'm saying once we get to eating ourselves, we offer
you
it up.
guys
That way we're
aren't-
all in on it.
But you guys aren't going to start walking and seeing if you can find help?
No. There is
Then
no
we
help.
die of infection.
Well, the first
Daniel.
thing I'm going to do is we're going to do a good old-fashioned wife swap. 'Cause I'm horny. Nothing makes me hornier than a plane crash.
And eating Tony's butt.
Yeah. I was like, I need something to make me feel less gay because I just ate a man's ass, literally. So I'm going to need to pump someone else's wife. All right.
And it's
Now
not
we're good.
snowing, right? So like he's gonna start decomposing pretty quickly.
Oh, if it
Well,
was
no.
It's in the
snowing.
Andes.
If it's snowing, you pack him in the ice and we
Oh,
got
okay.
food for days.
Okay, is that where the Alive movie was?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That was
then, and then
Argentina.
we could use his bones as utensils and to make shelter.
Oh.
You can make it.
That's kind of interesting. Hey, I appreciate the variety on that question.
They're just stoned.
Here is one of the last ones. If you could take a girls' trip anywhere together in the world, where would you go and why?
Ooh, I think we'd have to come up with that together.
I would default to you to pick the place, and then I could then
Crystal's
go from
traveled
there
a
and
lot.
plan. Yes, she has gone.
Yeah.
That's why I would say I would default
She's
for
got
her
the
to
knowledge.
pick.
You know where
I'm
to
where
go.
we're
almost
going.
tempted to go to a beach and lay around.
Yeah, but
Because he doesn't ever want to freaking do that.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I do this.
a
This is what
friend,
happened.
a friend of mine said she wants to go to the coast of Italy, like Positano or something. And all she wants to do is read books.
Under the Tuscan
and she
sun.
said she
Read
would
books.
go by herself and just have nobody.
Hold on, not to sound like
bother
Tom,
her.
but you can read books here.
You're gonna
mean,
go
sorry.
all the way to Italy.
I'm
to
sorry.
read
I'm,
Yes.
I'm with Tom on
And
this one.
drink
I'm not going to fly to
limoncello.
Italy. Like, if we go to Italy, we're pizza.
I'm also
pizza
going to
pie.
meet an Italian man there.
Limoncello,
And then
eat pasta.
What does that mean?
At
You're
the
gonna,
end-
you're gonna go on a girls' trip and cheat on me? If I said that, I'd be ridiculed.
I'm going to exhaust that Italian man.
Oh, my God.
What happens in Italy stays in
With
Italy.
your
Okay.
words?
To the moon! You guys are like the
So
crammed
yes,
it.
I would have Crystal pick where we're going, and then I can plan some stuff, or we can just go along for the ride. If you guys were doing a boys' trip, where would you guys go?
Get to work.
No, the Nevada whorehouse.
Bunny
I was
ranch.
just about to say Vegas.
Yeah. I would go to Chicken Ranch. You know what I would do? I would go to Chicken Ranch. I'd drop my pants. I'd be like, have two girls like on one side, one on each side, doing the corn cob and a high five.
Oh,
I'd be
my
like,
God.
I was
Anywhere
like,
in the world.
and then
in
I
that
look at him. I go,
range?
fuck that guy in Italy, brother. You don't even matter. You don't even matter.
Well, I only picked that because you picked the Italy guy.
Well,
knew
if
it.
she didn't pick the Italy guy, where would you go?
You know what? I've been I've heard a lot of good things about like some of these cities in Canada that like Toronto.
Oh, I
and-
love Toronto.
And
Never been to Canada.
and I've never been either.
What
and
would you do there?
I don't know, like because I usually gravitate towards like and this is if I'm going with Daniel because instead of like
Oh, we go see
nature
some city shit.
because we're always gonna gravitate towards nature with our family's trips.
So you're trying to do something different.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
I
which
was
is why I
like,
want to go to the beach with Andrea.
Yeah.
I
But
heard
it's-
Vancouver is very nice.
I think
Canada.
you and I could do like a version of exploring, like nature exploring, but decide to go urban and go like, let's check out the most monstrosities in, like, what's the tallest building? Let's go see the craziest shit.
Would you guys go to Dubai and go to the
You know what? A lot of people have told me that I should not go to Dubai because you should not support something that is Dubai. But I don't even understand what I'm supposed to think of Dubai.
I'm just not interested.
I'm not
you
interested
know,
for
it's
some
like-
reason. Yeah.
Because it's all fake too. It's
Right.
like it's built in a fucking
Why would you just
Right,
say-
like if
a
you
desert.
manufactured it,
go
I'm
to
not
the
as impressed.
Singapore, the crazy building in Singapore?
My number one is Japan. So I think you and I could go to Tokyo
Yeah, that
and
would be
rip
cool.
it up because
Yeah,
it's
I like seeing different culture.
a lot of crazy stuff. And lately he's been on a sushi kick, so that would be all right.
Also, like speaking of Venezuela, I've talked to Tony about this a lot, and
I want to go to Venezuela.
And now like things
Can
have.
you, or is it rough?
Yeah, well, things have calmed down since a while ago was real bad. But so I think he said that you can travel there, but like seeing that huge the Angel Falls, and then like there's the beaches are beautiful. Like there's some really cool places in Venezuela.
There's
Plus
nothing-
it's cheap. I like the aspect.
Ecuador, I've heard, is great.
I like going to a place where the U.S. dollar still carries weight. Like we're so used to going to resorts
Well,
where
that's
like
why I like state parks.
you're paying
$3.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And there's a waterfall that I'm like, well, where did we go?
Emma Cloa.
Emalakoa Falls. That was the greatest thing I've been to in like the
Tumbling
was
Waters was free.
in the southeast. It was
In
it
Georgia.
It was just in Georgia, but it's just this
Yeah,
mega
yeah.
fall, and it's awesome.
But it's like there are places in like South America too that you go to, and then you can get like ridiculous dinners and alcohol. It's like, oh, your bill's
See,
$14, and you're just like, oh shit, like like, I like that.
Latin cuisine to me. Like if you could like navigate the city in Venezuela and try all of their food, because I get a lot of enjoyment for that. That's not your thing though, typically.
Yeah.
But I think I could bring you along for the ride.
Yeah,
Be
and
fun.
I don't mind getting robbed. So,
But
like,
You
Dubai-
can flick the head of my dick.
Chat room said Dubai, no alcohol.
Yeah. There's
I didn't know that.
I have never been tempted to go see Dubai for any reason. Like it is ridiculous, like what they built
Phil
there.
Rollins,
but I'm
before he
just,
went crazy and left, Phil Rollins said, never go. He said it's disgusting, and He's like,
Yeah.
it's all fake. He's like,
built by slaves.
he's like, it's
Yeah.
just
I
not
don't
a
know.
save or replace.
Yeah.
Just no.
I would
there's-
only want to see the Burj Khalifa, right? That's what it's called. That's the tallest building.
Oh,
But
yeah,
again,
yeah.
probably built by terrible.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, so that's all the questions I had.
Nice.
The only other thing was Crystal. You sent me a video about using an old school phone.
Oh, TC's gonna get mad at this.
What is this?
I didn't mention it to him.
So, some influencer on her Instagram installed a old school phone,
Like an old rotary phone in their house.
Okay.
in their
Hooked it up
house,
to the landline.
and their kids love it. And I watched the video, and I was like, Maisie,
Well, they love it for the influencer video.
Maisie would not
Maybe.
care,
But, like-
one fucking bit.
But it's kind of a little exciting when the phone rings and you don't know who's on the other end.
Now, to go with you, I tried
But
to
nobody
tell.
calls anybody
No,
anymore.
that's not true.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we had a landline up to 2 years ago, we had a digital landline because we were using it for our security system. And then we upgraded our security system to go web only or whatever. They link it in so you don't even need the line. But when it would ring, true to what Crystal is saying, I cannot let them like march over you. Maisie would get pumped. She'd be like, answer it, Daddy, answer it, Daddy. Do a
She's
funny
n-
voice, Daddy. Do a funny voice,
It's just
Daddy.
a scam.
And I'd pick up the phone. And I'd pick up the phone. I'd be like,
Hello.
like, and
but
she loved
she's
it.
9 now. I don't think she would have any interest.
Oh, she loved
Yeah.
it. I would do whole skits.
I think younger.
Every single person calling a landline is a scam caller.
That's true.
It's an Indian call center. It happened to my pop-up. I remember he still had a landline, and the phone would ring, and I'm like, don't pick it up. And he's like, I got to. And he pick it up, and it's someone trying to scam him.
This is the thing, Crystal Lapice in the chat room. My dad wants to wants us to get a landline so that we have other means to communicate other than just cell phones. I wonder if that's a safety thing. Maybe people feel like they need a.
But the landline is now through your internet. So your internet goes out, your phone is out.
Correct. So
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
need it to be a real old school analog landline.
And I don't know if I think Spectrum does not offer. Like
Aren't they
places
rolling out iOS, which is the Apple operating system? Aren't they rolling out satellite versions of iMessage? So that would be that's what we're gonna get next.
Okay, so what does that mean?
I think
It
what
doesn't go ththrough the internet.
Right. I think it can bounce satellites, and that way you would be using it for international communications rather than just being locked to a certain. I'm speaking out of my ass here, 100%, but that's what I think it means. I think.
Why don't you ask your do boy? Your AI do boy. But I mean, you don't
it's
have
not
to.
even up yet. I don't have it up yet.
Okay, let's take a break.
Yes,
Does
sir.
he know everything?
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Well, it does if you ask
Have
him
you
to
heard
scrape
his
the web.
voice?
You got to
No.
ask him to scrape the web.
I really like. I
well,
like
DJX, you know DJX, we
Yeah.
found out is in Daytona.
the real guy.
It's one of our listeners' brothers.
Cousin, yeah,
Our
yeah.
cousin is DJX from
On
Spotify.
Spotify.
Well, it's his
Yeah.
voice.
Right.
Yeah.
But I like. Yeah. What did you call him?
Hard drive.
What else did you think
Hard
it was?
drive the AI.
We know it's just his voice. What do you think?
He
That
thought it
we
was an
thought
AI guy.
No,
we thought it
is
was a
AI.
computer-generated voice. We thought it was a fake voice.
Yeah.
Because they have that
Oh,
now
okay.
too.
Yeah.
Because remember,
Don't you do what I do to
Yeah,
other
but
people.
he just said it's
You
this
just
so and
said
so
doo-doo.
is the DJ X or whatever, and you're like, well, it's his voice. Well, of course, that's what we assumed.
Well, I don't
We
know.
didn't think he
because-
was actually a computer cousin.
Well,
Like we knew it was the voice.
I because then when he said DJ X is my cousin, we were like, well, then it's not AI. I was confused.
Yeah,
I'm dumb.
we thought it. We thought like I don't know if you guys. Do you guys know the hubbub about Scarlett Johansson's voice?
Oh, there's there's
Yeah,
something.
so they
I
wanted
don't-
they used it for one of the AI voices on ChatGPT, and they weren't supposed to because apparently they approached her and said, "Hey, we want you to be one of these voices." She said, "Nah, that's fine. I don't want to do it." They did it anyway. So that's why we have a
Really?
big problem here because it's like you're stealing her sound, and
Right, her
she said
likeness.
no, and you're like, "Well, we're gonna create it anyway," or create a facsimile of it.
That's so close
That's
that,
so close that like. So yeah, it's getting a little dicier. Like I know you guys hate the AI stuff. I'm just saying. The name of the artist is Bonnie Doon. The name of the song is "Clock Keeps Ticking." And then after that, you're going to hear Arcadia Gray, which is a really weird song. We'll be right back.
Someone to expected catalog, but the clock keeps ticking. Yeah, the clock keeps ticking. I wanna see a UFO. I wanna take a hero's dose, but the clock keeps ticking. Yeah, the clock keeps ticking. I keep drifting away along the river of
You're listening to the industry leader, radio guys turned podcasters. And now the whole town is sucking our dicks.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to lick our balls, bitch.
I parked my car outside of your house last Tuesday and I stared inside your window. And I know it's kind of creepy and I'm fucked for doing so, but why should I care? Well, I locked my keys inside of my car and I start driving and bleeding and screaming, expecting love, you're not home. Though I feel like there are eyes everywhere. You tell me I'm your son, but how I wish I was your daughter. Every
love it when the ladies come in. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Thanks for being here, gals.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
I always
it.
enjoy it.
So, a couple things. So, our friends, Andres and Lan, were staying with us for the past week, and their son likes to play Fortnite, right? We're just like a lot of kids, especially his age. How old is he?
He's
now?
12, but
12.
our kids should not be playing that.
That is the game. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, that's the one. Maisie talks about it. She does not play it.
No.
Yeah.
It's not her age yet. I mean, she turns 9 tomorrow. She's still very much Roblox and then a few little independent Xbox games here and there.
And so Max got into it because then my buddy's son was teaching him about it. So he's,
Did you have any concerns about that at all, or?
No, but he's older.
I
He's
love
12, so
he's a great kid.
He's a
too.
great
such a
I
good
think
kid.
he's just he's the bomb.
Yeah.
He's the best.
I had no idea any of this was going on. So, I just found out. So I'll tell you how I found out. I was sitting on the couch, and then they were talking about Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then
Riz.
one of them was like, oh, yeah, Sandy Peacock, got second place or whatever. And then and then I started laughing. I'm like, Sandy Peacock, who's that? I'm like, that's Max's screen name. And I'm like, Sandy Peacock? So then immediately I got scared.
Did you Google it and see
Wait,
if
why'd you
it's-
get scared?
Because I was like,
it sounds harmless to me, man.
yeah,
honestly.
but the
Sandy Peacock.
the peacock, I was like Max used peacock
Yeah, it's a
because
cock with sand on it. I know what that is. It's got bits coming out of it.
because of I'm like I started getting
A Sandy Peacock.
because I was like Tenacious D, this all I was like this is bad parenting.
Tenacious D has a new song. I'll roll your cock in the sand.
I don't know, because I thought that Max had come up with that, thinking it was a clever way to mask the word cock.
Can I
And-
guess?
and then-
There are several people named Sandy Peacock.
yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Can I
okay.
guess?
It's auto-generated.
Yeah. Because like my
But-
original gamer tag, like I had like one that was like quarterback melon, or it was like quarterback melon or something like that. But I was like, what is that? And it just gives you a name. Like it just auto.
Yeah, I know,
sometimes
yeah.
they put a number on the end or something.
So
Actually, he got a pretty decent one. Sandy Peacock's not bad.
I spent half an hour worried, figuring out how to tell Crystal, like, our son created Sandy Peacock because
he knows what sand, he knows what cocks are.
There's a plant called the Sandy Peacock.
Not really.
Yeah, I think you need to get it. It's called the Fanciful Peacock. Sandy Peacock Ginger.
Yeah, get your son a Sandy Peacock and support his Fortnite dreams.
So,
Plants in Fortnite, dude.
speaking of inappropriate words, I was running the other morning, and
Are we telling sins? I have one.
and so I'm running down the sidewalk, and people tend to park their cars in blocking the sidewalk.
I
right?
hate is a pet peeve of mine.
Which
Park
Just
in the
run
street.
around it. And this is coming from me.
I
This is
do.
rules.
What if somebody has a wheelchair or something? They can't get by on the
I just think
I
it's
didn't
so
think about that.
rude to
I
block
didn't
the
think about that.
sidewalk.
But normally I don't think about people in wheelchairs.
There's a person,
Primarily I don't.
There's a person in our neighborhood who permanently blocks the sidewalk with his tractor trailer.
Is this the guy that backs in?
I don't care.
Why don't
He's
you
rude.
guys?
Yeah, I mean,
you
if you
should
guys
be
did,
able to
you guys,
call.
everybody around you's got like 18-wheelers
Yeah.
and hearses.
You can call, but
suntan
Where's
vans.
Castleberry?
Can't you
I mean,
call
it is an
code
industrial
enforcement?
area.
No. Well, the vans aren't.
I would
snitches.
totally
Yeah,
do
no,
But you
no.
have to put your information.
No, you
can't
don't.
Do, yes, you do.
No, you don't. Do you? What do you put
I
in?
never did it for
In
around
Seminole
here.
County, I don't know if it's new or if it's county, but
Seminole
you have
don't like
to
rats.
give
Yeah,
Smidge your information.
It says that
Seminole's thuggier.
on the
So
The building.
TC's like, let's just
We
go
only
talk
like
to
our
him.
rats inside.
anyway, which
Somebody tell him for me.
also Crystal.
Put a note. You parked like an asshole.
No. Let's not start any problems with any of our
Who's
neighbors.
starting the problem?
Apparently, it is highly illegal. You can't do it.
but-
And the chat room says you can no longer be anonymous.
By the way, I do it every once in a while. Crystal yells, she's like, "Quit blocking the sidewalk!"
Well, we have street parking, so why wouldn't you just park in the street?
And then I proclaim, "Nobody cares." But then I'm running the next morning, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Who does this?
All these people have garages.
And then I like getting mad at something that I
Yeah,
do.
I do that
because
too.
I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
hypocrisy."
I do that too. I'll be like, "Get off your phone!" I'll get my phone out. I'll text you.
And then I'm like, "I'm doing when I'm getting back.
I love it.
Because then you have to run in the wet grass or something.
Yeah, I have to run around. So I do this a lot as I'm running.
How many handicapped people you see every day? Is it a lot? Are they like,
no.
oh, help, we can't get out.
So-
I just want to prove that what I'm saying is correct.
Yeah.
It's an outlier.
So as I'm running around one of these cars, now I listen to my earbuds and I listen to punk rock while I'm running, right?
Look at this guy.
Oh,
So-
Angry running.
He
Yeah.
used to do podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I
changed
can't
that.
anymore.
I changed that. Talk to him. We
So-
had to sit down.
While I'm listening to punk
Be a
rock,
little lag wagon.
I often
Pretend that you're on stage with him, rocking out, and girls are blowing you.
Well, no, I will mumble under my breath the words of the song sometimes, right? and so not a loud, like I'm kind of singing along, but I'm doing it quietly. Well, I think it's quietly, but I can't really tell because the punk rock's blasting in my ear.
Is it Andrea quiet in a Mexican restaurant quiet? Because that's not quiet.
Well, I'll tell you as
They didn't bring me my salsa.
She's loud as fuck, man. Like I always tell her, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
So
are you doing?
I come across a car that's blocking the sidewalk. So as I'm running,
You're
like I have
listening to Offspring Bad Habit right at that time.
That's good.
You
That's good.
stupid dumb shit.
I'm listening to No Effects, and the song is Liza and Louise.
Oh, great song.
And when the part of the song where it goes, I'll never forget the first time you kissed me. Now I want you to fist me. I often like that part, and then will say it under
scream
my
it.
breath.
Oh,
Not
it's
all
the part
screaming
you
it.
say.
Yeah. I know. Like, now I want you to fist me. And then, so as I'm running around the car,
Girl sucks horse cock.
Stop that. I run around the car, and then it's during that time of the song, and then all of a sudden a lady pops up on the other side of the car.
Oh, you're the rapist.
Are you shirtless?
And I'm shirtless.
Oh, you are the rapist.
Also, I'm like, did she pop up because she heard my footsteps?
Slap, slap, slap.
Or did I say, because it was during that, did I say, do you want me to fist?
Well, what if it was both? What if it was she heard the footsteps of a shirtless man yelling, I want you to fist me?
and then I took my earpods. I ran and kept running shamefully.
That'll help because it looks like you're guilty.
And then I started like mouthing the words. So like, is this loud? Thinking like,
Well, you're trying to talk to yourself to test your own level of hearing?
Yeah. And then
you're a different breed.
And then I can never run that way again because if I see this lady, it's going to be embarrassing. And that's the way I live my life. And now I have to run the opposite way every day
You
now.
just avoid your problem.
I like that.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Does anyone want to hear the details of the dream I had?
Oh, my
the other
God.
day?
Oh, no. Come on.
Yes.
Well, I don't want him to get mad. I heard this entire.
It's totally fictional.
I heard this entire exchange, and it's something.
Were you mad at him after the fact?
I was scared. I wasn't mad. I was really scared.
I mean, the whole chat
Does
room is
Daniel do
begging
this
to tell
too?
the dream.
Andrew, does Daniel tell you his dreams?
I tell him my dreams,
Oh.
but I'm never like. They're always really like
She'll
strange.
be like,
and
she'll go
odd.
like, this is what happened. This is what happened. I'm like, I don't care.
But no,
like right? Like I mean, like that's
Yeah.
pretty. I'll be like, ah.
So
I just tell him I woke up with a Santana song in my head this
Yeah.
morning, and he's like, okay.
Or you're like, I woke up and I was afraid that Dansby got loose, and I was chasing him through traffic. You had one or something. And I'm like, okay. I'll just say, okay, you know.
Max was telling me the details of his Rube Goldberg at school.
I
the
love
other day,
Rube Goldberg.
And
Rube
it took a
Goldberg.
long time, and it was like a lot of
Detail or
yeah. And I was like, this must be what it's like when I describe my dreams to TC. It's just like all over the place, nonsense. He's backing up to try to remember.
Isn't it
something.
cool though that you're able to remember vivid details of your dreams? I mean, I feel
like,
like being able to
he
tap
doesn't
into
feel
that.
anything.
No, I know.
But I wake up with the heart pounding and
Yeah.
the wet eyes, and I'm like, was actually experiencing that, but he doesn't understand that.
I can retell a story of something and then be there, and it'll activate my arm. I'll like feel it.
Yeah.
And you could do. I think
Of
you could do that
course.
too.
Okay, so I need to know the dream.
Yeah.
And by the way, as soon as you
Okay.
wake up and you realize your dreams was a dream, it should be 0 to you. It shouldn't affect you long term.
No, but I experienced this.
Correct.
She's living in. It's a
Yeah.
separate dimension.
But-
She's living in a separate dimension.
It happened to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
It's
but-
real.
I
And then you
realized
think,
But it
what if
didn't.
it did happen to me?
No, but
It could be real though. What if it's a different dimension that we can only
By the way,
access?
by the way, she told this to her sister last night.
Wow.
Like after dinner, when she's sitting in the living room.
After dinner. That's a harsh.
And I'm like, quit telling people this.
While they're having coffee.
Well, like, okay, I want the chat room to identify my psyche, like my subconscious, and they can tell me what it means.
It doesn't mean anything. It's nonsense.
What if I fed it into ChatGPT?
Ask it.
No, you can't even put this in ChatGPT.
You can do anything. I can do anything I want. I'm a god now. I can do anything I want.
And
Every night before I go to bed, I write a new song about something dumb I like, and I hide them because the listeners hate them. I hide them.
And Crystal called me yesterday, and Daniel
Yeah, I was here.
witnesses,
I was here.
and to tell me this right before we started the show.
But I will say,
I had to sit there and take it. I'm like, okay.
I will say,
what do you want?
He did, but your response, your response was that he laughed, but then I realized quickly that the laugh was like, come on, man, like you should have laughed, like you like instantly like barf laughed at her dream. You got to give it a couple beats. So yeah,
But I'm glad it actually made him laugh, because sometimes he does this thing where he'll like give me a fake laugh or a yeah, just to
Maisie
just to
thinks I
give me a
fake laugh.
response.
fucking hate the yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, if
So
I get
he's like,
one more
she's
yeah,
looking,
yeah.
She's looking for a response, so I'm just gonna. That's what the dream means.
What?
Okay, we have to hear
I'm
the dream.
always looking for a response, and you're just blank. Like,
Well, usually it's me cheating on you,
It's
and
always-
then you're
yeah.
like,
Well, this
you
was-
cheated on me, and then you act like you didn't care.
Yeah. That's the part that bothers me in the cheating
It
dreams.
wasn't me.
Yeah, but-
I was just
but
in your
hold
mind.
on,
You're
hold
crazy.
on.
Okay, Shaggy
Hold on a
Boombastic.
second.
It wasn't
Wouldn't
me.
I believe in my heart of hearts, in my true self, that an unemotional person wouldn't care about cheating on someone
No.
because they don't care. They don't have any emotions about it. They're
Well,
like,
it's
I'm
not
sorry,
real.
it's just sex. It wasn't real.
No, I'm not saying
In this case, it
We're not
wasn't
talking about that.
sex.
We're talking about the dream. We're living the dream right now.
no, you're not living it. You just thought of something crazy, and then it happened in your
Okay, they want the
subconscious.
dream. They want the dream so bad.
Okay.
They want the.
Okay,
Are you sure you
so
want
I
to do that?
came home, and there was a man in my bedroom, and it was not for me. It was for TC, and TC was like buttoning up his shirt.
Oh, that's
And I
right. You wear
came in-
polos.
I came in like all like, what is this man doing here? Why are you buttoning your shirt? And the man was shirtless, buff, with like big red curly hair.
Yeah.
So it's Ronald McDonald.
No, it's like
Buff Ronald McDonald.
yeah. And then I
Or
was
Big
like,
Tim.
what is
I
happening?
love you so much because this is some shit I've
Yeah,
been saying.
by the way,
God
imagine-
damn, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Crystal, tell me this. I mean,
Thank God
we're
there's
at-
someone else like me.
We're at lunch break. We're trying to eat our salad. I got some shit going on. I'm trying to research fresh books. And then Crystal's telling me this. Like, I came home and there was a buff man in our bed.
With red hair.
I know I asked you to go, it was Carrot Top.
Then I'm like, okay. I have to listen to it.
No, but I had heard.
I shouldn't
no,
have to
I had
listen
heard-
to
I
it.
gotta get you to the
So
good
was
part.
I
it
had
Carrot
heard that.
Top?
No,
I,
no, no,
I had
no.
heard that he was blowing TC.
No.
Okay, wait.
So
Because
so
when
I
he got
started,
off the phone, he's like, "Well, Waffle had a dream of some guy blowing me."
No. So I was like, what is going on here? And you're like, whatever. It's just a blowjob. Like, it was just a blowjob. And I was like, what do you mean? Who did it to who?
And then you
you
saw
were
the
like,
trunks of props everywhere. You saw all of the. I think it was a windy girl hair.
no, it wasn't actually Carrot Top. But then TC, in the dream, he was like, well, I did it to him. And then I was like, what? Oh, my God.
It's
You
cool.
did it
It's
to
not
him?
gay if you do it to them.
And why
I
are
talked to
their
my gay
shirts
friends.
off?
It's not gay if you blow them. That's the deal.
Oh, I got it backwards.
Because I was like, wait a minute.
It's fine.
If I
Oh
don't,
God, don't cut that, Melissa.
like, I don't give you enough blowjobs, so then you got some horny guy to give you a blowjob.
Wait a minute. That's what
But
this
it
means.
wasn't
This
that.
means you need to give more blowjobs.
It wasn't
That's what this
that.
means.
No, that's what I said at the end of it.
No, he was
I was like,
giving.
if there's one good thing that can come out of
He
this.
needs a blowjob so bad, he's giving him out. It's a fucking sickness. He's like, help! I'll blow. I need blowjob so bad, I'll blow it.
Oh my God, it was so so awful. And it was so sad. And then I was like,
So
well,
it
what's
made
happening?
it worse that
And
I
then-
was blowing him?
Yes, of course. Right?
Answer this honestly. You walked in and I'm blowing some dude.
Okay.
And I'm doing it good, too, man. I'm fucking licking the up and down the shaft. I do the balls. I suck
Veins.
one ball, pop it out. I suck right there. I'm like, do you even like that? And because I'm high on communication. I'm like giving a lot of communication. I'm like, do you even like that? He's like, yeah, I like that. I'm like, popping them out.
But yeah. By the way, I would give a bad blowjob.
It'd be
Zero
so
feeling.
wet and
Yeah.
and like
Oh,
dripping.
tiki. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not trying. No.
You're not even blowing me. You're on FreshBooks in your mind right now, aren't you? Yes, I am.
I wish my wife would do this to me. That's why I'm doing it to you,
Treat
sir.
my dick like treat my dick like an invoice.
Call him sir. So, was there any more of the dream?
Yeah, well, then I like this is the same theme in all my cheating dreams. Is it goes to me panicking, like, wait, is it are we like breaking up? Are you leaving me? And then he's like, you know, I've realized that our long marriage has come to an end. And then it like
That sounds like him too. God damn, that sounds like him.
It sounds like him.
You started talking like Trump.
We've been married for a very long time. Beautiful marriage.
And then I'm like, wait, it's over. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. I just like want you to stop talking. And then
Well, that part.
it's always like that. I'm like, please don't, please. And then he's like, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. Goodbye. Like it's like he doesn't care about
Yeah, he's
what
made up
I
his
want.
mind. He's made up his mind. I've seen this
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you walked in, I'd try to hide it. I'd be like, Ronald, hide.
But he has too big of shoes on, so he slaps the floor.
We're having a business meeting. McDonald's bought the show.
Yeah, and then-
yeah, look at
he's
that.
a BD. He's trying to fix a mini split.
He's trying to install an exhaust fan.
Yeah. I was just showing him the rowing machine. I love it. I was just showing him how to use it.
It's sour cream.
He was on the ladder.
We're product testing a new wrap.
Just
snack
know I'll try to lie.
No, he's on the ladder trying to
yeah.
install the exhaust fan, and his dick just fell in my mouth.
wrap. Wow. My God. Good Lord. I like that.
I couldn't take it that way.
I think that's great.
Like, I'll never admit it. Like, even if the cops are like, we know you did. I'm like, no,
we have
no,
a
no.
video of you sucking Ronald McDonald's dick.
I'm like, that's AI.
It's AI, not real. Beautiful
I'll
dog.
never admit it. And more people should do that. Nobody should ever admit it. And people think they admit it, like they'll go easier on them. That's not their taste.
Oh my God.
Right.
Crystal, that's
Wisdom
I'm just saying.
from Ronald McDonald.
That's fantastic. That's oh my
It's
God.
a fantastic. It's a nonsense nothing.
That's a
Can
great.
we?
Why would you even think that?
Can you retell it? And now I picture
Also-
Carrot Top instead of Ronald McDonald
Yeah.
because that is
Also,
just-
people look at like your sister looked at me different after like they.
Well,
you
yeah,
tell
you
people
sucked the
that
guy's dick,
no, I
dude.
didn't.
You sucked
But you
Carrot
did.
Top's
that's in
dick.
her
But
mind.
you did it in a different dimension.
No,
You're
did it.
dimensionally gay, dude, and I'm sorry.
I actually just now got like sick in my stomach. Like
Yeah,
I imagined it
I did
again.
too.
I
Yeah.
revisited
So
it,
did-
and I
so
felt
do
it.
I, and Trump.
And not because he's gay, but because I didn't know who you were.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
sucked Carrot Top's
Not
dick
because of anything you're
on his
doing. I
robe.
accept everybody for everybody, but you lied to me. You're gay the whole time.
Yeah. How long has this been going
How long
on?
have you been gay?
Why did you need
Yeah,
this?
why now? And
Why-
why
what
when she
couldn't
was
you
away
do?
showing a home?
See,
That's the
Trying
way.
to
In your
provide.
own house, you fucking
She's trying to
animal.
provide.
And you know what? Sometimes I think they do that in their own house because they want to be fucking caught. These monsters.
How dare you?
Yeah, you do it in the own home because so now we have to sell the fucking house, the place that our sons were born.
Yeah.
And you
nobody
told
can
the
live
boys to
here
go play
anymore.
Son of a
Fortnite, Sandy
bitch.
Peacock, while
Yeah.
you got your cock in your
Yeah,
mouth.
exactly. You got a fucking
How-
French fry cock.
how could you be emotionally affected by some imagination
Because
in your
what
brain?
if it happened? It could happen.
It couldn't happen. That's not good. It couldn't happen.
You can
It
emotionally.
could
No, in
happen.
that scenario, anything could happen.
Listen,
It wasn't like it was she was flying.
Well-
it was a scenario that could happen.
Yeah, well, why don't
Who knows you better than Crystal?
Well, why didn't you have a dream about me being super romantic and then you?
Because that won't happen.
Well, the other one that never happens.
Yeah, but you avoiding my needs and wants does happen.
Yeah, well, I don't
yeah,
know,
maybe
have
the
anything to
business.
do
Okay,
with
here's
me-
what I would say: Ronald McDonald's erect penis represents the business, And sometimes the business, you'll suck a business cock here way before you'll give her the attention that she needs.
I think I had wine that night.
Yeah, okay. So maybe it was
so
just
that's
that.
what it
Yeah.
was.
You know, I don't believe
It was just silly.
It was just silly.
I don't believe any of the your dreams mean this nonsense. That's all made up.
I do
bullshit.
think that's true.
I
sometimes.
think it can mean things, but I don't think it always means things because much like you're saying, I think I have one beer and I toot my pen, I lay down, and I'm, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of
It's crazy.
Because
in there.
we haven't been drinking this year very much, and I
good.
don't have the dreams. Used to be all my dreams were nightmares, but I don't really have dreams anymore when I'm not drinking. So I think the alcohol right before bed
Yeah, it's
probably
bad.
just makes me like a weird crazy person.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
what is that nightmare disorder you have?
I don't know.
The
Don't you have the
paralyzing?
paralysis
Yeah.
where you wake up
hate
and
that.
you're,
Oh, look,
and you're in
look.
it and you're
Yeah.
AI says if you dream about your partner cheating can mean you feel neglected. You might feel like your partner is prioritizing something else in their
Ronald
life.
McDonald.
Such
That's
as
money. That's
hobbies.
big money. That's big money. You're sucking the big money guy. Give me that money, Ronald.
No.
You
Yeah,
also,
I mean that makes sort of. I
You-
mean, right? Business cock sucking
you
it.
also could feel cheated. You might feel cheated in some area of your life, and you were just, feeling left out by friends or something, and so then you put it into that scenario. You could also feel threatened or jealous.
So it can
I'm
mean
always
everything,
jealous.
is what they're saying. So, right.
Or it could mean you really want Ronald.
Well, there is that. That's the baseline. We didn't go there. Less probable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for embarrassing you a little bit.
No, it's just a funny story.
It's just a
fine.
weird thing.
Nobody can embarrass anyone more than me to Andrea, so you're good.
Yeah, it just it all seems ridiculous.
But
to
it's
me.
funny how the different, like, I feel them. I feel the dream, and I feel it, like, all day. Like, if
You're not a one of one. There are so many people
I know.
that feel exactly the same way as
Yeah,
you.
but I just mean, like, he doesn't feel the dream. He doesn't even know he has dreams or doesn't feel it at all or whatever. Like, if I watch a movie that made me cry at, like, noon, I will feel depressed the entire day
That's
until
me.
You
tomorrow.
guys are, very
Yeah, I do
empathetic.
that.
But he doesn't feel, it doesn't do that.
That's why I try to avoid the news after like a certain point. I don't like going to bed reading really horrific shit. I don't like watching, this is how much of a pussy I am, but like watching the Red Wedding of Game of Thrones before I go to bed. We did. And I was like, Andrea, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
No, you got to cleanse your palate after that.
But I was too upset to even do it because I was at that point,
Horrible.
like in a show, I was probably the most invested I'd been in a show. In fact, that episode was so graphic for me that it may have changed the trajectory of me as a fan. Like I think, like I'm so sensitive that I was like, I'm in, and you killed off people I like, and man, I don't know if I can go anymore with
Yeah.
it.
Well, we had to stop watching. What's the Pedro Pascal show?
Last of Us.
Yes, we had to stop watching that. It was just too intense at night for us to.
Yeah, it's just like I can't go to sleep
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Or I can watch it at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, but
and
who's
then I'll
watching?
ride it out all day, or something like that.
Right.
Anyway.
When do I get accepted? Let me ask you guys this.
I accept you. Let's talk about it.
Crystal, because the best thing that ever happened to me is Tommy was born with the same affliction that I have,
Yeah.
which is, less feelings, right?
Right.
And so he was born that way, just like I was, and I realized now
What is
it's
that?
not.
What is called? Are you stoic?
I don't know. It just
Got to be a term for it because
he's-
there's plenty of you. It's not like there's any less of you than there are of emotional people like me.
He is emotional. He just doesn't show it very easily.
Yeah,
True,
yeah.
that's true.
It doesn't affect me as much or whatever. It's very and I don't
Do you
get
think
emotional.
does it feel like it's more buried? You think?
No, it's just things that, it's all pure logic to me. It's like, well, why am I gonna get mad at this? I can't change it. Nothing.
Do you feel like you work? Do you
So-
feel like you work at that at all, or do you feel
No,
like?
Andre said that too. But I think emotional people can't understand that because he was like, oh yeah, it's just how you're raised, or like real men '80s or what like you said. So I'm like, no, I was born. I saw Tommy was born this
Yeah.
way. 100%. It's some sort of wiring.
Chat room
that-
says stoicism for sure. Yeah, I'd say you're pretty stoic.
I know, but TC now, with Tommy being who he is, he's an individual person. He's
Tommy
not
rules.
you.
He's so good.
But now TC uses that as like a free pass or something. Like, well, can't do anything about it because that's how I was born.
Because I'm nothing
No
can be
change.
done.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, if other people can be born with the way they are, just I'm born the way I am.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
it's annoying.
No. Ronald streams are annoying.
Bring in Ronald. I don't think anyway. Oh, that's so funny. No, it is weird because, like, what would you say drives you the most crazy with me? There's a person on Reddit that really bothered me. They said that, man, listen to Tom and Dan. Dan's gotten so goddamn neurotic. I don't know if I can listen. Somebody said that, and I was like, and I'm like, oh man, do I talk about my anxiety so much that it makes people hard to listen because it like reminds them of their own anxieties? Like, should I keep that shit to myself? Like, I don't know.
Stop reading Reddit.
Yeah, that's probably the better
No.
option.
I'm just throwing it out there for conversation. I honestly don't care. But, like, what drives you the most crazy with me?
I think situations you make mountains out of, like, what a normal person
I'm a mountain maker, see?
would say,
I'm a hoarder.
okay, that's not that big of a deal. It's like a hill. I'll get over it. But you tend to dwell and, like, make it a really
Can't get
big
myself
thing.
out.
Yeah, and I can't get it.
I can't get myself out. Like, I'll be thinking about something.
Like, move on.
I can't. I feel it's like, so that's why when you say I can't, I get it.
Yeah.
That's the link. It's like he says, I can't do this. And I'll tell him, I get it. I completely understand. I know I can't. It's hard as fuck to be human.
What's funny about that is I'm the exact opposite. Nothing's a big deal to me.
I know.
Weird.
That's why it works.
And Crystal will tell.
Thank God it works.
Like, feel this.
Somebody smashed into our boat the other day.
He was very calm.
And he's like, "That's all right, buddy. Don't worry about it."
We're all like,
"No."
Maisie started crying. Maisie started crying. Maisie was mad. Maisie was like, there was like an instant "How dare you?" and then a fists, and then.
Well, she gets into like. She just then put her head down and started cleaning up because that's what we were doing. We were cleaning up to go to another spot. So she's like, "Well, I'm gonna clean this all up right now."
She just started going to work.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Yeah, no, we had a big 2 cracks on the dang engine, and TC's like, I think it's all right, man. Don't worry about it.
No, I wasn't gonna let him go. You
I
said
walk
he'd
over
pay
there
me.
like, no.
I'm not gonna make him feel bad and be like, oh, what the fuck?
No, of course.
Or like
You could have killed somebody, goddammit.
I don't need to do any of
Your
that.
girlfriend, dude.
Yeah.
TC was in the damn water. I'm like this, and I'm yelling at the lady.
You know what's funny is I didn't, and this is a compliment to you. Not even remotely worried about him near the boat when the boat was coming in, because I'm like, I know he knows what to do. But when that lady hung over, and we haven't talked about this as much, but when her head was between the boats, I was like, holy smokes.
Well, her boat was in gear. Like, it was.
I thought it was just going to start going, and then she's going to hang her head between the 2 boats, and it was just going to go. And that's my ball noise from sucking ball. That's my Ronald ball noise. I used that for the lady's head.
Yeah.
Do we need to get out of here?
Our kids wouldn't be the same if they saw that.
I did think about that for a second when they're all lined up on the beach and it was happening. I'm like, yeah, this is how you make a traumatic memory, right? Like you watch somebody have a moment.
Like, quick, put a towel over it.
Oh my God!
Always something.
All right. Well,
I think we've done the Lord's work
yeah,
here
I think
today.
we did.
Thank you
thank
all
you,
for
ladies.
having us.
You're
No,
welcome.
thank you guys for being here.
Have a great trip this weekend.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
be careful.
Did you even mention that, or do you want to? Or
Oh yeah, we're taking the boat from Lake Monroe up to Lake George. I found out there's another spring up there I want to try called Salt Spring. BDM told me about it.
Sounds
It's like
awesome.
north of Silver Glen, and in Salt Spring, I was watching videos last night. There's blue crab there because the boil goes through like salt deposits, and there's enough salinity in the water to support blue crab.
Nice.
So
Dude.
there's crabs all in the bottom of that shit.
that'd be fun to even see. You know, like
yeah, that one.
Just be careful over Lake George.
Oh no, we're rocketing through there.
Why? Why do I have to be careful?
Lake George is crazy.
Well,
Isn't that where we've gone across on the houseboat? And then
it can get a little weird.
well, the weather if
Yeah.
weather comes
Yeah,
through,
weather,
like
weather,
they,
okay.
it's
Just be
so
careful.
you
big.
know he
little
doesn't
chop.
care about weather. What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, I'm a
Just
fan.
find-
I go towards weather.
Yeah.
Just
If you see a
find out.
storm, I'm attracted to it.
Are you going there? Whether I like it or not.
Just find a houseboat to pull you across.
Yeah. I remember that.
Ooh.
Man,
yeah.
I wish you'd eat
What
it.
happened?
I wish if I'd have come up there and both of you guys are all in a human centipede pussy eating chain,
Oh
and
my
I'm like
God.
down there and I was like, I was
Yeah,
down there
yeah.
playing Xbox.
We talked
Yeah.
about them the other day.
Yeah, I think that picture you put on the BDM page was from that day. But like,
Yeah.
I got
I think-
horny when I
yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, when I saw you guys, I was like, oh my God, that's when they almost did the pussy eating.
Oh my God. Andrea and I went to the front and we laid down and put towels over our heads. Remember?
Yes.
God,
and then I went downstairs and Ronald was there.
The one guy.
And he went
was-
like this. He went, Nobody can get that joke, but I made the M&M or the McDonald's M. M&M. Why did I say M&M?
I was drinking beer with the captain when he was had his buddy's wife on his lap.
No shirt on.
She had her titties out. That's right.
And then Tiffany's in the hot tub.
Like I said,
that was a good time.
And then Tiffany's boyfriend called his mom the N-word. And we'll end on that note. You remember that? They called his mom.
And then is that when we broke down?
And he called his mom the N-word.
Was that the same time we broke down?
Yeah. Then your dad came and saved us.
Yeah, and I threw my sandwich into the
Yep. And I was like, you better suck it up. My dad's coming.
Didn't your dad say, like, it looks like you guys are running a little loose here. You been drinking today, Dad? And I'm like, oh, no, Jim, I'm not.
Who's driving here?
Who's that? That's Ronald McDonald. Don't worry about it.
Ronald McDonald later ran for public office, didn't he? The guy?
What?
Yeah.
He did. He did. He did.
No, not the one on
that
from that trip.
And
that
then
was
he didn't win because they did some digging. They found out he called his mom the N-word.
Remember I found out like I was related to him?
Yes, like Uncle.
The listeners we're blowing their minds right now at the end of the show. So many loose ends. It's like the Russians on The Sopranos. Remember, you guys didn't watch that, did you?
Yeah, no, I watched The Sopranos.
I wish that held up. Remember when the Russians went running and Paulie was trying to kill the Russians?
No,
and then they're like, where'd the
It
Russians
was
go?
so long ago.
Did we get them? Did we get them? And I think about the Russians like once a day. I think about it. Like, what happened to the Russians?
Is that your Roman Empire? The Russians?
I didn't
The
do the Roman
Sopranos.
Empire thing, but I do think very
what
much.
is the Roman Empire thing? Like, I don't know anybody that
I
actually.
gotta go.
All
Before we get into
right.
the Roman Empire. No, it's okay. I mean, you can continue about the Roman Empire.
We
But
gotta get out of here.
No one really thinks about that, right?
No, that's internet garbage.
Okay,
have fun. Bye.
Guys, thank you for listening. We appreciate it.
The Bart Merrick team, if you want to buy a house, Crystal Van, what's your phone number again?
Oh, yeah. 407-865-3863. Send me a text. A hello.
Yeah, send her a hello. She likes that.
Something friendly.
Introduce yourself and start your, your journey to a brand new home.
We got a brand new BDM show on Monday, a brand new ACT show on Monday. We got Vince Taylor and Bustecker in.
Yeah,
so
it's super fun. Bye,
full
Crystal.
shows, and then we'll see everybody live on Twitch on Tuesday.
Hey, thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome.
Love you so
Andrew.
much.
I love you too.
Yeah, thank you for my car rental. It's really neat.
You're welcome.
It's like a super thing I would have never thought to do.
Enjoy your birthday weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't break the bank. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna act like I'm a big baller.
He's gonna clean up here and go and drive around.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your weekend.
I will give it a shot. Guys, have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday.
Bye.